He's the #1 point producer among the kickers in the NFL, missing only one field goal and one extra point all year. Deep men for Green Bay, ready to run it back. A natural grass field. This, of course, the home of the Milwaukee Brewers baseball team. The infield has been filled in. It's knitted well. It is a good playing surface. Johnson gets ready and hits the ball downfield. Seattle has been outstanding on kick coverage this year. Del Rogers takes it ahead. He's to the 20, turns to the outside, and cuts down. As he gets to the 21, Dan Durning, number 33, gets it after a 16-yard return. Durning's been a terror on special teams as Lynn Dickey brings out the Green Bay offense. Not mobile Trump, but he throws well, and he's got a great one in Lofton.
Dickey, probably the toughest mentally quarterback you can find in the NFL. This guy's playing hurt. Offensive line that is protected over the last couple of games, protected that quarterback rather well.
I think Hallstrom, the right guard, is going to be an all-pro player. They have to protect Dickey. He's had a fractured leg in his career, a dislocated hip. He's not mobile, but he can throw. Had a big game in the snow at Denver. Now he's ready to put it up long, and here goes. Lofton's open. James Lofton in open field. He's inside the 20, and he's gone for a touchdown on the first play from scrimmage. No flag. 78 yards.
Green Bay, first play of the game. They take the play action, ran motion. Dickey, you saw him kind of pump the thing to keep the safety, the weak safety, away from the coverage, and Lofton with that outstanding world-class sprinter speed out there for a 78-yard touchdown reception.
So the Packers strike in a hurry. That Dickey Lofton combo, which has been so potent, comes up with a super big play, and now the Packers look for their 7th point. Albert Del Greco hits the extra point. And Del Greco putting up the 7th point, and so with the game only 9 seconds old, the Packers are in the lead 7-0.
A week ago, they were down 7-0 after 9 seconds had expired. Now on a replay, you'll watch John Harris when Lynn Dickey pump fakes the football. John Harris, the free safety, is frozen, and that allows James Lofton to become free. Now watch this pump fake. Dickey will pump to the left. Boom. That influences the safety. You'll see him right at the screen right to the left. 44. And all of a sudden it's Lofton versus the corner all by himself. 78 yards and a touchdown.
And so we are now ready to kick it off as Del Greco has the ball teed up. Officially, it's ruled a 79-yard touchdown pass play. Not a long kickoff by Del Greco. Coming up to field the ball is Zach Dixon. He's to the 20, and the Packers cover very nicely. Coming down to make the first hit was Alabama linebacker Rick Wingo, number 50. And here comes Dave Craig and the Seahawk offense out. Franco Harris, a man, as you pointed out earlier, Trump, on the pregame show, loves an off-field. He's going to get one today, it looks like.
Notice, too, Daryl D.P. Turner. Would the Seattle Seahawks come back and do the same thing the Green Bay Packers just tried? Go deep on that first play. There's the offensive line. Done an excellent job in some games of protecting Craig. In other games, rather poor.
First and 10 for Seattle with Green Bay on the board on the first play from scrimmage. 7-0 Packers. Here's Eric Lane running the ball on a power sweep, and Green Bay with some big pushes up front. Stuffs it. Looking at the Packers defensively, Charles Martin starts at left end, replacing the injured Alfonso Carricker. Terry Jones, the middle guard, he's done well. Johnny Humphrey from Auburn is at right end. He's a rookie. The linebackers, the strength of the defense with Anderson, Scott Cumby, and Douglas, all good ones. And the secondary, particularly good at the corners. Mark Lee and Tim Lewis. A rookie, Tom Flynn from Pittsburgh, has played well at free safety. Mark Murphy, the strong safety. Gain of 4. It's now 2nd down and 6, Seattle. To the run, on a counter. Eric Lane comes across the 25-yard line and gets to the 28.
Well, regardless of weather or down-and-distance circumstances or score, Chuck Knox likes to establish control of that line of scrimmage. Historically, he has always wanted to be a good running game as St. Louis breaks on top of Washington 7-0. Didn't take them long to score either, did it?
Cardinals out quickly in front of the Redskins, 7-0.
Ball on Seattle's 28-yard line.
Lomax threw to Roy Green for 38 yards and a touchdown for the Cardinals. Now 3rd down and 2 coming up for Seattle. Here's a blitz and they get it away. Taking the ball coming out of the backfield is Dornick. He has a first down for the Seahawks. And the doctor is out close to midfield. Van Dornick is finally run out of bounds by Ezra Johnson. So on a 3rd down play, the Seattle Seahawks make it work.
Interesting formation, 26 yards on the catch and run, but they had 3 receivers to this side. Watch the block by Edwin Bailey, 65, right there. That's the one that springs Dornick. He gets up underneath that block for 26 yards and a first down.
Ball spotted at the Seahawk 49-yard line. Green Bay's in the lead, 7-0 on a 79-yard touchdown pass from Lynn Dickey to James Lofton on a first play from scrimmage. We're early in the first quarter. Seattle 5-2 coming in, pitches back, and here comes Randall Morris, the rookie from Tennessee. Too tough to handle, Randall, he likes to call himself. Got him on the 10th round. Scott made the stop. Randall Morris was the leading rusher in preseason and has played very well since coming back off the injury list. Dave Craig, the quarterback, native Wisconsinite. His dad's a Wisconsin State Trooper. Went to now defunct Milton College in Milton, Wisconsin.
We understand there's at least 200 people from Milton College sitting here in Milwaukee County Stadium today.
So that's the whole town. 2nd and 8. They go to the draw, and Franco looks for room to run. Gets inside, turns outside, gets to the 45-yard line of Green Bay. Rocket hitter George Cumby from Oklahoma knocked him down.
Franco Harris today, Don, could be a big factor in this football game. He is historically a very slow starter. And let's look at it this way. Franco Harris had no training camp. He's now gone through 7 weeks of playing with the Seattle Seahawks. If he's going to respond and carry the ball with authority for the rest of this year, he should start today.
Franco's been doing it for a long time, a lot longer than his years of service would indicate, because he's got over a season of postseason games. He's over 1,000 yards rushing in postseason play. Nobody close. 3rd down now, and a long 4.
Yeah, Seattle had 4 wide receivers in the ball game there.
Timeout on the field.
As you can see, this is now the only stadium in the NFL where both teams are on the same side of the field, Don. This is a baseball stadium first, football second.
Right now it's 3rd for Seattle. 3rd down and a long 4. Craig stands in and fires out, and he's got Dornick again, and Dan Dornick, who picked up 26 yards on a 3rd down reception a short time ago, gains 12 on that for another first down. John Anderson, outside linebacker for the Packers, one of the best at covering the pass, is beaten on the play by Dan Dornick.
4 wide receivers, and so that meant single coverage linebacker on running back, and this ball is well thrown by Craig. Dornick just gets that little distance between Anderson and himself. Good reception for a first down. This has been a well-run drive. That's the 6th play of this drive. Consumed about 3 minutes and 20 seconds. The Seahawks, ball possession-wise offensively, have not done very well this season.
Not had long drives, have not had the consistent running game. And now Craig throws for the end zone. Largent's open. Touchdown, Seattle.
No flags.
So we've had a big play football game that's not even 5 minutes old. Lewis, the right corner, was trying to cover, but Largent has been beating people for 9 years, did it again.
99th straight game in which he's caught a pass. This young man is a very tricky receiver. He doesn't try all-out speed. He tries to be fancy with his footwork, and he just got Tim Lewis turned around. Look at the distance between the receiver and the coverage man. 1, 2, 3, 6. Here's John Anderson on the blitz. Pratt picks him up very, very well. Craig is well protected. And we thought there'd be little scoring with this slippery footing. How wrong we are.
51-yard touchdown pass play. Now Norm Johnson to try to lock up the game if he can. He does. Line drive, he nailed it. And so, big pass plays have highlighted the first 5 minutes of the football game. We're back, and Steve Largent does indeed have his first one. He's in the end zone with it, 31 yards and a touchdown. The 26th of this season, the 497th of his career, and the game is tied 7-all. Packers getting the ball back. Didn't take them long the first time they got it. First play from scrimmage went 79 yards. Dickey to Lofton for a touchdown. Short kickoff. Del Rogers takes it to the 20 and a great special teams play as penalty markers go down.
Don, we wondered about this field. You can see at the 25-yard line, right between the hash marks, that it does appear that where the field has been sodded, it's going to pull up easily. On that particular coverage by the Seahawks, illegal, pushing it back. Well, we had one kickoff without that. Now you can see them. You can see them replacing the turf. The player himself at the 25-yard line there.
Bob Frederick, the referee, and a illegal block is signaled. It was Eric Lane who made that spectacular special teams tackle. Lane and Durning outstanding on those kick coverages. Eric Lane, the special teams captain. Defensively for the Seahawks.
First down on their own 9.
Big, tough guys across the front three, and Jacob Green, Joe Nash, and Jeff Bryant as the Packers come out. 1st and 10 from their 9-yard line. 11:16 to play, first quarter. The game is tied 7-all. Leaving early was Jacob Green, the left end. We'll see if he was drawn off as markers go down. Penalties are up 13% in the National Football League this year.
You could hear, here's the call.
On the defense, number 79.
I think you could hear the difference in inflection in Dickey's voice that threw that guy off.
Jacob Green and Jeff Bryant are both number 1 draft choices. Joe Nash might be the guy who goes to the Pro Bowl, the free agent in the middle. Schultz, Shelton Robinson, 57th, the leading tackler. Greg Gaines has come in for the injured Michael Jackson. They think Easley is one of the great strong safeties ever to play. He really makes it tough to run to the strong side because he's right up on the line of scrimmage. Now a handoff goes on first down at 5, and breaking into open field and getting ahead for good yardage. It's Jesse Clark, a 235-pound fullback. The free safety knocked him down, but the gain's good for 21 Trump.
So far, great big plays by both offenses. Here, this is just a simple short trap. You see 74 Huffman pull on Schultz, and Clark pops right up underneath there. Looked like an arm tackle there by the Seahawks. Allowed him to get his head of steam. John Harris gets him to the ground finally.
So the Packers, with a good trap block up front, bring the run. They're now out to their 35-yard line. First down and 10. Play taken. Dickey wants a long one. He's got his tight end, Kaufman. He's stuck hard at the 49-yard line, but the Pack gets a first down and a 15-yard gain.
First down to Paul Kaufman.
I haven't picked up exactly what the Seahawks are doing defensively here yet, but we've seen several instances where there's man-to-man coverage. And this, too, is man-to-man coverage. Kaufman beats easily. You see 45, and look, there's 5 yards difference there. 56 gains underneath.
Paul Kaufman, the free agent fine, had a toss his way into a tryout, but he's been to 2 straight Pro Bowls for the Green Bay Packers. He sets himself now strong to the right. It's first down and 10. From the 49-yard line, Dickey wants some more, and he threw it nowhere. John Jefferson was running a straight post pattern, and Dickey was looking for somebody to go down and out.
Dickey's looking down the field. That's probably a pattern that the receiver reads on the fly, and it's a communication between quarterback and receiver. Someone made the wrong choice.
See the field goal games, and now Chicago moving out in front 7-0 over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on Walter Payton's 8-yard touchdown run. Here in Milwaukee, 7-7. Seahawks and the Packers. Don Criqui with Bob Trumpy. Weather lightening up a little bit. A lot of rain overnight. Field is covered by a tarp. Playing surface is generally good, though. As Dickey, second down and 10, takes a look and guns it over the middle. And the Seahawk linebackers converge on the football. Shelton Robinson and Bruce Schultz knock it free. The Green Bay Packers, with a 1-6 record, are off to their worst start since 1958. Here they finished 1-10-1. And then Lombardi came in, and as they say, the rest is history.
Yeah, interesting to note that when Green Bay was Titletown, there are no less than 7 players and Vince Lombardi in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So you can imagine these people here in the Wisconsin area want more out of this team than they've seen.
Steve Trump has completed 2 of 4 now for 95 yards and a touchdown from 79 yards out. 3rd and 10. Goes long, has a man. Ellis turns back. First down, Green Bay. Knocked out of bounds at the 35-yard line of Seattle. The Packers keep moving it down the field. Dickey, not a mobile quarterback, but when he gets time, as he's been getting, he's deadly.
Very accurate quarterback. And Green Bay has done an excellent job against Seattle. That was a 6 defensive back set by the Seattle Seahawks with 1 linebacker and 4-man rush. And still, they were able to get the ball in the running back, Keith Simpson, 42 on the coverage.
So the Pack leading tied in the game, 7-7, moves it down the field now to the 34-yard line of Seattle. Phillips is wide right, replacing John Jefferson. Pitch back goes to Harlan Huckleby. Dipping in and out, he's down close to the 32-yard line. Might have gotten 3 yards on the play.
You know, I get the feeling off both these football teams that they run just to keep you honest. They are in this ball game offensively to throw it from any formation, with any motion, from any point on the field that they possibly can, Don.
Well, Forrest Gregg says when you play Seattle, you know a Chuck Knox team's going to run it. They're going to hit you with some passes, but they're going to run it. That's the basic philosophy that he's made work everywhere he's been. The Packers are very definitely a throwing team, and Dickey is coming off one of his greatest games ever despite the snow at Denver. Passed for over 370 yards, and now they go to the run to the Packers with 2nd and 7. The ball is taken down close to the 27-yard line. Running with the football on the play was Gary Ellis. This telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Green Bay Packers and the National Football League is prohibited.
You see the defense change for the Seattle Seahawks. It's now 3rd down and 4, and they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 defensive backs on.
Ball on the 28.
Ralph Hawkins, the secondary coach, puts a lot of people in. Their defense has really been strong against the pass. Now a double reverse, and here comes Lofton. Beats one man and then runs close to first down yardage. He got inside the 25-yard line and looks like he might have it. Lofton with tremendous deep speed. They'll go to him on the run a couple of times a game.
Dave Brown was the man in coverage. He had him singly all the way and followed Lofton all through the. But watch Joe Nash. See the way that influences that defensive lineman? This is a great play by Dave Brown to make the tackle, though. There's that handoff. Nash is almost there to take it. You can see Brown, 22, coming there to make the tackle. Lofton, a little hitch step, and then allows him the first down.
First quarter has gotten the Packers in trouble all season. They've been outscored 3-1, 52-17, but they're playing well in the first 15 minutes today. The game is tied. Green Bay goes to the run on first down. There's not much there, but Harlan Huckleby, in his 5th year from Michigan, works hard to get close to the 20. Miami, unbeaten through 7 weeks of play, jumps out in front of New England 3-0 on a Von Sharman field goal. Joe Ferguson of the Buffalo Bills said the best defense he's played against, including Miami's, is the Seattle Seahawks.
Tom Catlin, defensive coordinator, has been with Chuck Knox wherever Chuck Knox has been in the NFL.
Green Bay's offense controlling the ball on this drive very nicely. Lofton right. Jefferson left. Dickey to Lofton. He's open. Touchdown Packers. Lofton just killing a good secondary. He's that good. 20 yards and a touchdown, so you remember Monday night. Forrest Gregg said our offense scored 28 points, 14 for Denver and 14 for us. Today, the Packer offense is putting points on the board for Green Bay.
Don, he was double covered, too. He had Simpson on the outside, had Harris on the inside, and can you blame Dickey for looking to James Lofton? Look at this. Great athletic ability. Turns completely around, and Dickey has the faith to still get it into him.
40th career touchdown reception for James Lofton. 7:26 to play first quarter. Extra point by Del Greco is up and through, and the Packers moving nicely in the first quarter. Open up a 14-7 lead. Join us next Saturday on NBC Sports World for the rematch of the Milwaukee Packers. Doing well over the years against the Seahawks here. This is the Pack's first appearance at Milwaukee. And it's been showtime for the Green Bay passing game, as Lofton has caught 2 touchdown balls from Lynn Dickey. 79-yard play a moment ago, a 20-yard touchdown pass. It's 14-7 Green Bay. Del Greco again kicks off close to the 15-yard line, not where you'd like it. Breaking downfield is Zach Dixon, and the Seahawks will get relatively good field position as they send their offense out. 20-yard return. Mike McLeod on special teams coverage for the Packers. Green Bay just went 91 yards in 10 plays, using up 4 minutes. Lofton again on the payoff end of a throw from Lynn Dickey. Happy birthday also for Dave Craig. He's got it all going here today.
Yeah, you're right. Home state. I think the town of Milton is like 90 miles west of here, out in the middle of the farm country of Wisconsin.
Now they start to go to the run and take it back to Randall Morris.
Number 43,
takes it out to the 40-yard line on a first down carry for Seattle. He's going to have a gain of close to 5 yards. On the tackle was Mike McLeod, number 28.
Coming into this ballgame, the Green Bay Packers have scored a grand total of 17 points in the first quarter. And today already, 14, so doing very well.
Jaworski threw to Kenny Jackson on a long play, 83 yards for the Eagles touchdown against the Giants. It's second down and 5 for Seattle. First quarter of play, and the Seahawks trail Green Bay 14-7. Markers down as the ball carrier takes it out to the 43. Mike Douglas comes up to make the hit on Franco Harris. Franco in his 13th season out of Penn State. He really picked up the attitude of this team at a time they needed it very badly, losing their best player, Kurt Warner.
Defense, number 53, offside.
Now let's take a look.
Got the outside linebacker, Mike Douglas, jumping offside. He's the quickest Packer linebacker and a good sacker. He gets to the quarterback. So the ball is advanced out to the 45-yard line of Seattle, and there it's first down and 10 for the Seahawks. You pointed out earlier, Trump, they've played 5 games in domes this year, won all 4 at Seattle and also 1 at Minneapolis.
Yeah, this is like the weather is outside the Kingdome in Seattle. They're used to playing inside the Kingdome in Seattle.
Going with the long count, dropping to throw on first down. Here's the rush, and he goes down at the 42-yard line. Coming hard was Douglas, number 53, that linebacker who jumped offside the previous play, so he was ready to blitz. They were looking for that play.
Don, you had just mentioned what a great sacker Douglas was. You'll see from the right-hand side of the screen, Franco Harris there is the man responsible for the pass protection, and Douglas just pushes Harris right back into the face of Craig, and he just takes the ball with him. Don't throw the ball late down the middle.
That's his 5th sack of this season. It's a real good year for most linebackers.
Absolutely correct.
So now, after a loss of 3, it's second down and 13 for Seattle. Again, the blitz. They pick it up pretty well, and Craig gets time, lets it go long to Darrell Turner. But the Packer coverage is excellent. Jim Lewis had him outside, and Mike McLeod had him inside.
Tom Flynn apparently is injured, pulled a hamstring, I believe, and is on the bench. So McLeod is in there, a rookie from Montana State, playing free safety. I tend to think that the coaches up here in the boxes go down to the Seattle bench and say, hey, look, we got a rookie in there at free safety. Let's try him once, see if he's going to be back there in coverage. That time he was.
The Packers, in their storied history, had one fantastic win here at County Stadium. 67, they beat the Rams for the NFL championship on a cold day. Green Bay off to a good start, playing on the grass field, their passing game very much in tune. Everybody in sync from Lofton with 2 touchdown receptions. Now on 3rd and long, the Packers are coming with 5 people. There's a throw, but it's too high. Coming across after the ball was Chris Castor. And so we'll have the first punt of the football game with 5:55 to play in the first quarter.
Packers with 5 defensive backs and everybody coming up front, trying to put pressure on Craig.
Back deep for Green Bay in the punt return.
Philip Epps in the position.
Philip Epps is going back, number 85. He was drafted by Green Bay in the 12th round in 1982 and turned into a top return man. Very quick. Jeff West hits the punt from his 34-yard line. A high punt. Here is Epps finally signaling for a fair catch at his 22. Waiting for the last moment. Seahawks with excellent special teams play and coverage. And right now, a reminder that the Raiders are coming, and Air Coryell is waiting in San Diego. In the Packer passing game, it doesn't get much better than this.
You're right. This guy is really one of the gutty players in the NFL, too. He's all padded up, out there to play.
Right now, he has a 1st and 10 and goes to his big fullback, Jesse Clark, collision runner from Arkansas in his 2nd year. Jesse Clark gets ahead across the 25-yard line. They'll spot the ball all the way out at the 29. So it brings up 2nd down and about 3. Dickey is part of that great quarterback class of 71. Jim Plunkett, Archie Manning, Dan Pastorini, Kenny Anderson went on the 3rd round as Lynn Dickey did when he went to Houston. But his best years have been coming Green Bay. 2nd down and just about 3 as they go back to Jesse Clark, and he breaks it open. And Clark, running hard, takes it across the 45-yard line out to the 47. We had a hard runner and a hard hitter, a home run hitter. Chuck Knox calls Kenny Easley the man who struck him down.
16 yards on the carry. This is an old college play. They fake the pitch, and it's the fullback going the other way, trying to influence the defense. And watch Easley get that shoulder into Clark. This is a collision. You're right. Brown in front. Boom.
That's Easley.
Yeah, that's a 200 pounds, too. He's a heck of a hitter.
And a 1st down for the Pack. And now they go back to the run. Up the middle is Gary Ellis. Shelton Robinson comes back and nails him.
If you grow up to play in the NFL, Don, you don't want to grow up to be a nose tackle. Let me tell you that. Watch Joe Nash and the number of people that are on him. That time it's the right guard and also the center. The idea of the nose tackle is to just stand your ground. Make sure those linebackers are free to pursue behind the line of scrimmage, behind the defensive line of scrimmage to make the tackles. Nash is outstanding at that.
Gain of only 1 on a good play by Shelton Robinson. So it's now 2nd down and 9 for Green Bay. Packers leading in the game in the 1st quarter, 14-7. Dickey with a throw and a catch to Phillips. Gary Taylor was the man he turned out on, as Dickey has been absolutely on the mark with almost virtually every throw.
Don, you're absolutely right. And so far, the Green Bay Packers have basically beaten the defense that Seattle wants to play the most. They have a 4-man rush, a 1 linebacker, and the rest defensive backs. In that single coverage, they've been open all over the field. Of course, in a field like this now, it does favor the offense because they know where they're going. It's true. So the defense does have to give them a little bigger cushion.
This is a much better knit end of the field. This is the outfield portion, so there's no problem with the turf coming up here as the Packers go to throw again against the blitz. A swing out goes to Gary Ellis. And Ellis gets down to the 30-yard line on a 1st down play. He's ahead for a gain of about 8 yards. The Packers keep on pitching and keep on gaining.
Outlet receiver, Ellis. One of the most difficult passes to complete in the NFL, mainly because it's not going very far, but the receiver is going away from the quarterback, and it's tough to get it to him in stride, and that's the idea. Dickey throws it very, very well. So does Craig.
No turnovers yet, but you have to be ready for some when the Seattle defense is out there. They're 2nd best in the NFL at the turnover ratio. They're a +12. Knox preaches, getting 3 balls, and now on 2nd and 2, crashing run up the middle by Jesse Clark gives the Packers yet another 1st down. They move inside the 25-yard line and down to the 24-yard line.
When Forrest Gregg came here, one of the things he wanted to reestablish was the tradition of the Green Bay Packers. That tradition, a physical football team. He's got a couple of guards in there now, Huffman and Hallstrom, at 280 plus, and they try to bang it out at the line of scrimmage. 2 or 3 years ago, this was a finesse football team. Not anymore.
1st and 10, Dickey looking for some more, swings it out to Huckleby, and he is down to the 20-yard line. A gain of 4 on the play, 2nd down and 6 comes up. The Green Bay Packers show whole diversity of their passing game. Jacob Green finally ran down Huckleby, but on this overcast day in Milwaukee, the Packers drive on. Now the Redskins have scored. Theismann to Clint Didier, 3 yards out for a touchdown. 7-7. Washington in a 5-game win streak after losing their first 2.
Now your comment about Dickey is very, very good. He is excellent at finding that outlet receiver. He doesn't stay with that primary receiver very long. And he'll throw it out there in the flat, let the running back pick up 6 or 8 yards.
2 minutes and 15 seconds to play in the first quarter as the Packers go to a run, and a good one, but there's a penalty marker down.
On the play, Eddie Lee Ivory carries.
Eddie Lee Ivory getting some work. It looks like it's going to come back here. 2:11 to play in the first quarter, and the signal is against the Green Bay Packers, so the run comes back. Going to be second down about 11 where they'll mark it off.
Illegal motion on the offense. It was the right guard, and it will be a repeat of the second down.
So this time they'll go from the 25-yard line. Ron Hallstrom currently jumped off.
He's easy to pick out at 280 pounds. When he moves, you notice it.
I think he's going to be potentially as good as Gillingham.
Look at him right there.
Number 65, the right guard. Second down 11 now for the Green Bay Packers, who deployed 3 wide receivers. Here come the blitz against Dickey, and they'll get him. Coming up from the left corner was Keith Simpson, number 42.
Simpson.
One thing you won't see Lynn Dickey do, and that's scramble around back there. He is one of the game's most immobile quarterbacks. But at that time, the Seattle Seahawks just trying to upset the offense. You'll see him come into his picture right there. Now he's basically unblocked. You see Clark 33 looking for somebody. Didn't see Simpson. And the first sack of the day for the Seattle Seahawks.
And a great second look. Our producer today for NBC Sports is David Neal. Our director, Ralph Abraham, as the end zone camera shows Simpson with the sack. And now it's third down and about 20 yards to go. And Dickey throws and a strike downfield to the 25-yard line. But the defense of the Seattle Seahawks, led by Paul Moyer on that play, is there to make the knockdown way short of first down. So the kicker comes out. Del Greco's in. Garcia went out with a hamstring injury. Del Greco is not a long-range kicker. His kickoffs, he's had 2 here in the game. This will be only the 15-yard line.
This will be his first attempt as a pro, too. Jefferson on that catch. He seems to catch him underneath. Lofton seems to catch him deep. Anytime?
There they are. They're open, and Dickey's there. Now 47-yard attempt. Got enough. He did it. So Del Greco hits a 42-yard field goal they're crediting him with now.
Nothing to it. This guy was just picked up after Garcia got hurt. Scribner on the hold, the punter. Yeah, what's the big deal? You got it. 1 for 1 in the NFL.
So it's 42 yards. It's good, and the Packers go out in front by 10. Waiting, David Hughes is back there with Zach Dixon. They want it to go to Hughes. Or to Dixon with Hughes to block, and here comes Zach Dixon. 8 to the 15, and the Packers special teams play is excellent.
Oh, they're up.
Sweeping in, Darryl Jones led the way, and there's also a penalty marker down.
And we've talked a lot this season about how the emotion of the team generally is dictated by the special teams. To this point, wouldn't you agree that the emotion seems to be on the side of the Green Bay Packers?
No question. I think one of the big points here, Trump, is that in the previous 7 games, the Packers scored a total of 17 points in the first quarter. They've scored 17 already today in the first quarter, as we have a hold called against Seattle. Pete Axtell, NFL 84, picked the pack. Seattle came in as a slight favorite.
Holding on the kick return team, number 52, and it will be a first down and 10.
Picked the pack to win the game outright. Max McGee, the longtime great Packer, now one of the radio broadcasters, said we'll win today. He says we're due to win. We're a good football team, a lot better than that record.
So far, he's right.
Long way to go, though, and Seattle's a team that's won a lot of games in the fourth quarter. They know how to come from behind, as they did last Sunday against Buffalo. On a first down carry, the Seahawks go to the run and get the ball to the 11-yard line.
Franco Harris
carries the ball, and George Cumby, seek and destroy man from Oklahoma, makes the hit. Chuck Knox, a winner everywhere he's been. First order of business at every stop, toughen up the defense. Done that.
He's done that. You're right.
Last week, Chuck Knox's Seahawks averaged only 1.8 yards a rush against Buffalo. Now on 2nd and 8, they go to the run. And Randall Morris turns the corner, but a lot of Packers are there to get him. Randy Scott, inside linebacker from Alabama, number 55, was the first to make the hit.
And just to add something to your point, the Seahawks last week had one rushing first down.
That's the end of the first quarter. There's not a whole lot of people playing anything that can say they went to Milton College.
I thought it was interesting. Dave Craig said somebody told him that they were bringing 2 busloads of people down here for the game, and he said, gee, there'll be nobody at home, will there? There it is.
Green Bay has controlled the ball in the first quarter, something they've had a problem doing. Time of possession has been a real problem for the Pack, but today it has all come together. Their passing game has been brilliant, and it's inspired their defense, which is right now shutting down the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle on third down goes from the shotgun.
4-1-6 now for the Packers.
Craig looks to run, and he's going to be ahead for a first down. That was a called play, it looked like.
All the way.
Dave Craig takes it ahead of the 30-yard line, so he gets ahead for a 16-yard gain on a Seahawk first down. Mark Murphy, the strong safety, finally got it.
Don, the thing about this defense is you've got a linebacker assigned to the running back. Craig fakes like it's going to be a pass, and then there's nobody there to tackle it. You see one good block by Blair Bush. Whoop, almost a hold there. But he does pick up enough yardage for a first down.
On the Seattle's 29-yard.
Excellent call by Seattle.
So now it will be first down and 10 for the Seahawks in their 29-yard line. Craig stands in right in front of the flat, but a man who calls himself too tough to handle couldn't handle a football. Randall Morris. The first quarters are in.
Biggest thing is the time of possession. Seattle has had but 2 5-minute drives in this season, 1 6-minute drive, and with a lack of running game, they just can't keep the ball for a long period of time.
Packers had the worst average time of possession in the league going into today's game, just 25 minutes a game. They've been dominant in the first quarter, leading the game 17-7 early in the second quarter. Here's a throw, and is it an interception? No, they ruled that McLeod didn't have it. McLeod's a player, though. Rookie from Montana State, standing in for another rookie free safety, Tom Flynn, who has a leg injury, started the game and had to go out.
Intended for Largent. This is really rifled in there, but there was a free safety. You see Craig is staying with him all the way, and that free safety McLeod is standing there. Largent does an excellent job to make contact and make sure that ball is not intercepted. If the guy can't catch it, you make sure that the other guy can't either.
Craig has now missed on his last 4 throws against this Packer defense. He's 3 for 7 for 67 yards. One big one, of course, the 31-yarder to Steve Largent for the touchdown.
Lost there again, Tom.
Third and 10. So is the rush. Doesn't go long. Going for the ball is Castro. No penalty marker. Now one comes in. There's going to be a call against Green Bay's Eustace Hood. And Seattle gets a big penalty first down. No question it was contact.
Yeah, but the guy right in front of the play said he did not throw the flag. The guy from behind the play did throw the flag. You see the rush. The crowd gets up there. Now watch the contact. The guy, you can see the official right there looking at it. The guy 10 yards away throws the flag. Now I wish the officials would say at that point, look, I didn't see any interference. There's contact, but incidental contact is allowed. I don't think there was any intent there by the defensive man to interfere with the receiver's ability to get to the football.
But the official marks it off a 36-yard gain on the penalty for Seattle. The drive stays alive. Craig swings it out to big Charlie Young. He's a load, and Charlie Young goes down to the 16-yard line. And now, while there's a break in the action, let's go to NFL 84 in New York.
All right, Don Criqui, just into the second quarter in Foxborough, the Dolphins have jumped out in front of New England. Here's the play that set up the touchdown. Dan Marino scrambles on 3rd and 1, finds Dan Johnson at the goal line. Pete Johnson takes it in from there. 10-3, Dolphins out in front.
Thank you, Bill. Those guys aren't going to back off, doesn't look like.
No. They're playing. They stay healthy. That might be undefeated football team.
That takes some doing. They were the last to do it, though. 17-0 Dolphins. Now there's a penalty marker down as the run takes the ball down to the 15-yard line. We have 13:57 to play in the first half, and the Green Bay Packers lead Seattle 17-7.
Ron, you and I talked to Chuck Knox before the ball game, and he said the two things that have killed us are penalties.
Holding has been the big penalty. They've been penalized a lot, has the Seahawk defense.
Penalties and sacks have hurt this offense more than anything else. And he said the reason being we can't run the ball with great regularity, so we got to throw it. And, of course, that puts more pressure on our pass protection.
But what the Seahawks have achieved this year, a 5-2 record in the best division in football without Kurt Warner, who we're happy to report is having a very successful rehabilitation in his position. I think he's going to be back as good as ever next season, but he won't play again this year. Right now, the Seahawks, who rank 25th in the NFL in offense coming into the rain's held off. Actually, the skies are clearing over Milwaukee. A very intense rain last night as we're in the second quarter at County Stadium. Don Criqui with Bob Trumpy. Seattle with the ball, trailing the Packers 17-7. First down and 20 coming up now for Seattle. Oh, over the middle, it's behind. Deep Heat Turner. And a penalty marker is also down at the line of scrimmage, and the Pack thinks they have another holding call coming against Seattle.
They do.
It has been a continuing problem for the Seahawks, the holding call. Dave Craig, a free agent, as is the man who now backs him up, Jim Zorn.
Offensive holding, number 59. And first down will be repeated.
That's two on center, Blair Bush. Normally someone who is not called for holding penalties.
He's got a tough guy in Terry Jones, the middle guy for the Packers.
Right in the middle of the screen. You see him right on his nose, and it's more of the
Bill Neal's in there now.
You can see the right hand. He had a handful of jersey, and they threw the flag on him.
Bill Neal, 77, the nose on that play, and he's still in there. And here comes Craig standing in. Brings it out. Franco has the ball. Fires to the loop. Tacklers cannot. Douglas grabs him and holds on.
Great tackle.
Very short gain on the play. Only about 3 yards, and it came on a first and eternity play. First and about 27.
Those are the ones that the quarterback loves to look to the sideline and say, Coach, you call this one. I don't mind you calling those first and long distance.
The Vikes jumping out in front of Detroit 14-0. That game between Cincinnati and Cleveland is now tied 3-3. It's a must game the way they look at it. They're both 1-6. Steelers leading the Colts 3-0 in Indianapolis.
Oops, look at this. 3 wide receivers on this side.
Second down and 27 arrive. Out pattern goes to Largent. He's inside the 25-yard line. It'll bring up third and maybe 16.
Once again, single coverage. They flooded the field with receivers right in the middle. Watch the move he puts on. That's Wilmers on the coverage. Largent runs those precise patterns. This slippery field doesn't seem to bother him. Whoop, watch out, photographer.
Otah goes down. Largent closing in on 500. He's 2 away now.
Excuse me, I had the wrong guy there. That's Estes Foot on the coverage for the Green Bay Packers.
This is the 9th play of this drive. Seattle needing to get in the end zone. They're down 17-7. Here's a throw and a strike and a real hard hit, but it's short of the first down. Gary Hayes came up to make the hard hit on Chris Castor, number 83. Held on, though. So the ball's advanced down to the 12-yard line, but the Packer field goal unit defending against the field goal comes out as Seattle sends in its kicker, Norm Johnson, who's hit 10 of 11 so far.
He's not missed from this distance either.
Number 9, Norm Johnson.
Johnson, the top kick producer of points in the AFC with 52 coming in. 10 of 11 field goals and 22 of 23 extra points.
Zorn the holder. Always a chance that something funny happens here.
29-yard field goal attempt, almost straight away. Plenty of distance on it. And he's through.
The kick is good.
So Seattle gets 3 points. Cuts the Green Bay lead to 17-10 with 12 minutes and 14 seconds. 14 to play in the first half. Norm Johnson just hit a 29-yard field goal, and he kicks it off for Seattle. Green Bay Packers ready to receive it. Green Bay leading 17-10. Del Rogers tries to turn the corner And again, the special teams of Seattle sweep down and make the knockdown short of the 20-yard line. James Lofton coming out. He's caught 2 for touchdowns already. 179-yard play on the opening play from scrimmage, the other a 20-yarder.
Not bad at all. That's a nice start.
First 3 possessions of this game resulting in points for Green Bay.
Most coaches, Don, will say that you get 6 scoring chances a ball game. If they get 6, they've made good on 50% so far.
Dickey stands in and throws the ball, and his tight end Kaufman catches it across the 20. First down play, good for a gain of about 6 or 7 yards. Sheldon Robinson made the knockdown. Interesting story, Paul Kaufman actually talked his way into a tryout. John Meyer was one of the assistant coaches with the Packers, was looking at some other players from Kansas State. And this kid came up, Paul Kaufman. I've got to have a tryout. I can do it. And they got him as a free agent. Been to the Pro Bowl the last 2 years.
Pretty good salesman.
And Dickey also plays college football at Kansas State. Now his 14th year in the NFL. The handoff. Not much there. Running with the ball is Jesse Clark for the Packers, and he gets on a 2nd down and 2 play about a yard. Looks like he'll be just short of the first down. 5 for 53 for Jesse Clark. The Buffalo Bills, they're losing every week in Denver right now. Part of that tough AFC West out to a 17-0 lead. Elway's thrown for 2 first-half touchdowns. Cincinnati 6-3 now in a field goal game, leading the Cleveland Browns. Riverfront Stadium in Cincinnati. Those 2 AFC Central rivals, 1 and 6 going in. 3rd down and a yard. They go to Gary Ellis, and there's great defense played by Seattle. Strong safety. And he easily comes up again, and so Green Bay has to punt. Well, we go to New York to NFL 84.
All right, Don, in Buffalo, the Broncos have scored once again. And watch the strength of this throw by John Elway off balance. Steve Watson makes a nice catch in the end zone. The play covers 52 yards. It's 17-0 Denver over Buffalo.
Thank you, Bill McAtee, with 10 minutes and 10 seconds left to go in the first half here at Milwaukee. Bucky Scribner ready to punt the ball for the Green Bay Packers as Seattle trailing in the game at 1 point, 17-7. Now railing back as the weather continues to improve. Lights are still on in Green Bay and Milwaukee. Timeouts left. Seattle's a tough group against the punt. They've blocked 4 this year. 2 against the Bills. Last week they turned into touchdowns. And it just got that away, did Scribner, and it's not a very good punt. Easily goes over and lets it roll. It'll drop dead at the 47-yard line. So Seattle almost got another one. Did force a bad punt. And the Seahawks, trailing by 7, take over the football in very good position. The punt by Scribner, as you see, just 32 yards. So now the Seahawks, who the Green Bay Packers lead Seattle 17-7 in the second quarter. Gone the way you look for?
Looks like we're inside the scoreboard here, doesn't it? I'm rather surprised. We figured that there's going to be some problem hanging on to the football, but so far both teams have been able to hang on to the football. Made an awful lot of offense in this first half time.
The run on first down. Eric Lane takes it ahead for the Seattle Seahawks across midfield and down to the 48-yard line of Green Bay, where Mike Douglas knocked him down. Gain of 4 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 6.
Hey, Don, Seattle very much in this ball game.
2nd and 6.
Not a lot of offense once again.
25th in the league coming in, but always finding a way week after week. Here's the pitch back. Franco cuts back, running hard on 2nd down. He got a couple down to about the 47-yard line of Green Bay as the game clock winds down. 9:14 and running to play in the first half. Eagles continue to lead the Giants 7-0 on the Jaworski touchdown pass. The Bears opening up, the divisional leader in the Central of the NFC, leading Tampa Bay 20-3 in Florida. Gregg, the coach of the Packers, has a history of off records his first year at any stop, and then great records his second year. Second year at Cincinnati, had the Bengals in the Super Bowl. Here's a throw down the field, and the completion is made to Charlie Young. Are they going to give it to him? They are. It's going to be a first down. 3rd down and 4. So Craig on a desperation move gets the ball away to tight end Charlie Young, and the Seahawks drive on.
Bill Neal had a hold of his legs. We'll see it once again. Neal coming right at you. He steps up, and they don't consider that in the grasp. He gets it off to Charlie Young, just enough for a first down. Oh, nice play. That's very nice.
Trump, I was talking to Greg before the game, talking about bad first year and the great second year. I said, maybe next year will be in the Super Bowl. He said, you guarantee me that, I'll take it right now. First and 10 as Craig has a big rush against him, and he's got a major problem, gets it away. And they're going to call intentional grounding or holding.
Wait a minute, why is he throwing the flag?
Intentional grounding, one of the most expensive penalties in football. Costs you a down in addition to big yardage. Robert Brown, number 94, came on the run.
But Charlie Young was standing right there. 87, the tight end, was standing right there. I'm not sure that flag is going to stand. We'll see what happens here. There was a receiver.
Against the offensive quarterback, and we also have an unsportsmanlike conduct foul on the bench.
Field, so the call for unsportsmanlike conduct goes against him, so that all of a sudden the Seahawks are back in their own end.
And you can see Brown with the pressure, but at the end of this pass, there is a receiver there.
He wasn't trying to get it to him.
Well, but wait a minute. He doesn't have to try to get it to him. All he's got to do is throw it in his direction. Boy, that's an expensive play. You're right.
So that play not only cost the Seahawks a down, it cost the Chuck Knox team 32 yards. With the penalties assessed all the way back now, the ball is spotted at the 28-yard line of Seattle. So now they come up with second down, and so far not quite 42 yards. I don't know if they can throw it that far with a 15-yard drop. Here's a throw to Largent. I guess he can. He gets a lot back, and Largent's not done as he comes inside the 45-yard line. So they got a lot of it back. About the third down coming up now at about 17.
Don, watch Largent run this pattern. He's not particularly fast, but he's very, very tricky. See those little jab steps? That gives him the distance between him and the defender. It's his third catch, 29 yards on that one. Well, he just continues to befuddle defenses all over this league.
Ken Meyer, the quarterback coach for the Seahawks, was saying before the game, Trump, that one of the things Largent does is turn his head when he's running. He'll turn his head when he does it in such a way the defender's sure he's going to cut that way. Then with his head turned left, he'll cut right.
Yeah, the other thing is he looks at the defender's eyes, stares right at him.
Coach number 80's having a big day today. Here's number 80 for Seattle. Largent on third down and 13 makes another reception. And all of a sudden, from second and 42 on consecutive throws to Largent, that one for 18, the Seahawks have a first down.
McLeod with the coverage once again. I mean, this is a marvelous combination. We'll see Largent from the inside. He gets around the defensive back at the line of scrimmage. You see there. Now, once he gets behind those guys, they lose sight. He's got guts, too. He catches the ball short in the middle with the big guys, and that's number 500. In 9 years, this guy's had 500 pass receptions.
Too small, too slow, only great. Largent and the Seahawks drive on. They've really got out of the hole on those two throws, and now into the end zone the ball goes. Aaron Walker. The defense was good by cornerback Tim Lewis of Green Bay, and the clock is stopped with 6:17 to play in the second quarter.
That's one guy that they don't generally throw in the direction of. I don't mean the receiver. I mean Tim Lewis.
Yeah, he was the number one out of Pittsburgh a couple of years ago. 5'11", 190. He said after the Denver loss, we feel our defense played great football and it's going to continue to. That's one thing about the Packers. They all, to a man, said this isn't a down team, it's an angry team, and they've certainly played soundly in the first half. Seattle has stayed right in the game, though. You get the Seahawks down, you don't have them out. They're down 17-10 now, and they're still driving back, even though they had second and 42, 3 plays to go. Now, Craig takes a look and then Bill Neal, the middle guard. Another University of Pittsburgh product, came in from the New York Giants, takes the sack. Could have lost his footing.
Largent gets held up at the line of scrimmage. You'll watch this. You see Turner go down the field. Then 26 for the Green Bay Packers gives him a little nudge. See him look inside. You said he looked inside. Greg had no receiver to throw it to. So instead of possibly probably looking at a penalty for intentional grounding or a sack. He hangs on to it.
Now from an overcast sky, we have sun shining in Milwaukee. Packer defense been on the field a long time in this drive. 5:50 to play, first half. Third down and 14 for Seattle. Seahawks trailing by 7. Largent is open. Here's a throw, and it's going the other way, and they go down to Darrell Turner, who's in the end zone, but there is also a penalty marker down at the line of scrimmage, so it all could come back.
It will come back. It is against Seattle. He wish they had illegal procedure. They had 4 wide receivers in the ball game, Don, and throughout this first half of the season,
wide open.
Yeah, we've seen those formations with not enough guys on the line of scrimmage. Not saying that's what it is, but occasionally that does happen, that you don't have enough guys on the line of scrimmage.
64 on the offense. Third down will be repeated.
We'll try to pick it up here and see exactly what the problem was. Oh, they're calling 64. He's not on the line of scrimmage. 64 is Ron Essing, and he's the tackle. The other thing is, I don't know if you realize that, but offensive linemen must have their shoulders square to the line of scrimmage. Look at that. War.
Penalties continuing problem for the Seahawks, and certainly today. Now, third down and 19, they get Craig. Busting through was Ezra Johnson, the captain, secretary of defense in Green Bay. He'd been troubled with injuries, now back in peak form. Led the team with 15.5 sacks a year ago, did Ezra Johnson.
Now, Don, the Seahawks gained about 80 yards in that drive and ended up 4th down and 25.
One year, Ezra Johnson had over 20 sacks, 20.5 sacks. Today, the Pack defense has gotten to Craig 3 times, sacking him. Now, after getting down close, Seattle Seahawks have to punt the ball. Jeff West is the man. Philip Epps is back deep now for Green Bay. They angle the kick. Epps goes over for it.
Seattle's going to get it back, roughing the kicker.
Be Harlan Huckleby going for the block that got Jeff West. You can put him in the hospital if you get the ball first.
Yeah, what a drive this has been. Seattle's going to get it back. That's an automatic first down, roughing the punter.
Coach Gregg isn't real happy about this whole thing.
What a drive this has been. Started at their own 48. That's a no-no. Forrest was saying that he was blocked into the punter.
Personal foul. Running into the kicker, number 25. First down.
So they get it back.
This time, the Seahawks, who've had problems with penalties against them, get a big one, a defensive call against the Green Bay Packers. Give Seattle a first down, and the ball spot at the 40-yard line of Seattle, of Green Bay.
Well, let's see if Forrest Gregg had any reason or right to complain. You see the fullback. He takes on Harlan Huckleby on the outside. Well, there is contact that does get him into the punter, but still the flag thrown.
Ninth play of the drive coming up. Seattle's had the ball for almost 5 minutes. Trailing by 7, the Seahawks go to the run. And Eric Lane takes it down inside the 35-yard line, down to the 33. The knockdown on the play is made by John Anderson, number 55, a 7th-year linebacker from Michigan.
Nothing disparaging about Eric Lane, but you saw him kind of stumble coming through the line of scrimmage with a healthy Kurt Warner. Don't you think he'd have picked up a lot more yardage?
Love to have him back, and they will next season, but this year they've got to go with what they have. As Chuck Knox likes to say to his team, regardless of the conditions or who you've lost with injuries, you play the hand that's dealt you. And Seattle has done that very well. Craig on second down and 3, hands off, and Franco Harris takes the ball down to the 30. It looks like he might have a Seattle first down.
Randy Scott on the tackle. Franco got some tough yards there. He's just gone through training camp, although
he has a first down. I don't know why they're measuring. Now they say he's got it.
You're right. If he can help this ball club running the ball over the last half of the season, as you mentioned, the psychological lift he gave to the team after Warner was hurt. If he can add some yards rushing and be a good tough runner for them inside, what's going to help this offense a great deal.
The Seahawks keep the drive alive, an unlikely drive it's been. You'll remember not that long ago they were 2nd and 42 in their own end. After they were forced to punt, they got it back on a roughing the punter call, and now a throw over the middle of Largent is low, so it's going to bring up 2nd down and 10.
Mark Lee on the coverage by Largent came inside of 2 guys releasing downfield. If the ball had been thrown, he would have gotten a 1st down, although Mark Lee was very close in coverage. 22. One of those young guys that's coached by Ken Riley, former teammate of mine. His first year as a coach in the NFL under under Forrest Gregg. And these cornerbacks are getting an awful lot of credit for some of the success of this Green Bay defense.
Packer defense in ill humor. It played well Monday night at Denver. As we know, the Pack did not win. And now, on 2nd down and 10, Craig of the Seahawks fires over the middle. An on-target throw to Eric Lane takes the ball to the 22-yard line. Packer linebackers quick to the receiver. Randy Scott and George Cumby.
And those 2 guys hit you stop. They are both great tacklers, big thumpers. Scott's not a particularly big linebacker, though. 6'1", about 220. Very active, but an excellent tackler.
And Cumby is an undersized linebacker also, but as you pointed out, they're thunderous hitters, very, very quick. Now you look at how Dave Craig's day has gone quite well. He's heard the boos this year, even though the Seahawks are 4-0 at home in the King Dome. They want more offense in Seattle. Craig says it's good to be having your problems on offense and still be 5-2.
He's right.
Now he calls that draw again, but this time the Packers are looking for it on 3rd and short yardage. He doesn't get there. But he does run it right up the middle of the field. That'll give his field goal kicker, Norm Johnson, a straightaway shot at it as the field goal unit comes out.
Mark Murphy is the one making the tackle. Same call, same play. 33, Dornick is supposed to draw somebody out of there. But Murphy came on the blitz, and he makes the tackle. He almost fumbled the ball away. 79 also on an assist, Donnie Humphrey.
Dave Craig came in hitting 51% of his passes, and now as Norm Johnson with a 29-yarder. The last time he tried will go from 39 yards. Gibbs Horn holding. Gets it, will bring the Seahawks back to within 4 points, and he does.
Kick by Johnson is good.
Norm Johnson is on target with 2 field goals and 2 tries, and the Seahawks are right back in the game, trailing 17-13. They'll kick it off when we come back. Now we're ready for the Seahawks to kick it off. Don Criqui with Bob Trumpy, County Stadium, Milwaukee. There are the Packer deep men, Del Rogers, 35, and Harlan Huckleby, 25. Johnson just hit a 39-yard field goal for Seattle, cutting the Green Bay lead to 17-13. Del Rogers has a problem. That's a free football, and he downs it, so it comes out to the 20. The Seahawks special teams men under special teams coach Rusty Tillman, the special forces they call them. They've distinguished themselves all year long.
Sure have. They've been a big part of the Seahawks' success. Look at the total yards through this first half. Both of these teams have struggled offensively, especially the Seahawks. That may be their best half so far this season.
Last drive by the Seahawks consumed almost 8 minutes on the clock. So the Packer offense has had a lot of time to get ready. And here comes Lynn Dickey to bring him out. Lofton, who's been a tremendous player in this game, as he is every week, with 2 touchdown receptions, is wide left. Off the bottom of your screen, Dickey's looking at him. Dickey's got him. He drops the ball, though. He doesn't miss often. I think that hit from Dave Brown helped.
You're absolutely right. He had the ball in his hands, knocked away by Dave Brown.
2-minute warning. Of course, at halftime, we'll be going to NFL 84 in New York. NFL 84, they tell you what happened and how it came to pass as the NFL season moves to the halfway point this weekend. This is the 8th weekend to play. The Green Bay Packers, winners have just won their first 7 games, leading in this one 17-13. Now at 1:58 to play in the first half. Dickey throws on 2nd and 10. Whoa. Tip ball intercepted by Seattle. The Seahawks have the football. Terry Taylor got the tip ball, and he rings it back inside the 15-yard line. An 18-yard return by Terry Taylor, a rookie from South Carolina.
15th interception by the Seattle Seahawks defense. It has been a turnover defense. This ball should not have been thrown by Lynn Dickey, and I think he knows that. Although John Jefferson right there, overthrown, tipped, and caught. Big play, which is through the first 7 games of this season, has been very characteristic of the Seattle football team.
They really forced the turnovers. They were second only to Denver in the takeaway ratio. 15 17th interception of the year for the Seattle defense, as you see. The Seahawks this season have also recovered 17 fumbles. They're tough. So's the Packer defense stopping the run as Derek Lane came across on a counter. 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line of Green Bay. Knocked down right there by Donnie Humphrey, rookie defensive end from Auburn, number 79. The number 1 draft choice of the Packers, Alfonso Carricker, 76, is out for this game after arthroscopic knee surgery. The man who intercepted a moment ago for Seattle was their number 1 draft choice, Terry Taylor from South Carolina. So now with the game clock running, you see it 1:19 running. Seattle challenging, trailing 17-13. Craig on 2nd and 10. Runs away from trouble. Throws out. Largent was he over the line. Penalty markers down. It's coming back.
That cost him a down, too.
Any illegal pass. Lost it down. Over the line, throwing it. An illegal forward pass.
My goodness.
Close. Let's watch right from low level camera, and now we see Dave Craig taking his drop. Line of scrimmage was just inside the 15-yard line.
He must have had just one primary receiver because he panicked so quickly.
A little beyond.
Good call.
Largent's favorite pattern, that corner pattern, was to take him to the post and turn out at the corner of the end zone. Caught one for a touchdown from 31 yards out in that play. Now it brings up 3rd down and 14. Victimized by a lot of flags here in the first half. From the shotgun with 5 wide receivers running patterns. Craig stands in, takes a look and throws. He's got a man open. Byron Walker down to the 3. And penalty markers are down.
That's in the area of an illegal chuck.
Inside the 5-yard line, it'll be good for a first down if the play goes. Defensive holding, an automatic first down.
Boy, these last 2 drives by the Seahawks have been flat strange, haven't they?
Defensive holding, number 27. The penalty will be refused.
The completion much more. Would have been a 5-yard penalty and an automatic first down from the 19-yard line. But look at this throw. Right on time to Byron Walker inside the 5, and so it'll be first and point blank for Seattle.
Oh, there's just no substitute for that mobility of a quarterback to get out of trouble. Gary Hayes was the guy who was caught holding.
Seattle looking to go in for the go-ahead touchdown. They've not led the game. Pitch back to Eric Lane, and he's down close, but he's not in. Now they say he is. He cracked the plane. A late signal comes in. And so the Seahawks get a touchdown with 55 seconds to play in the first half, and they lead in the game for the first time, 19-17.
I don't know exactly how they call this. In college football, of course, it's where his knee is down, but it looks like his momentum carries him into the end zone. He kind of wriggles a little bit, and therefore they count it as 6. This has been an awful good half of football offensively. We expected a lack of offense by both teams.
Came in with the number 7 defense in the NFL, number 25 offense. With that number 25 offense now, put up 19 points and looking for 20. Norm Johnson gets that with no trouble. And so after it looked like the Packers were going to take control of the game and maybe run away when they led 17-7, the Seattle Seahawks, a great come-from-behind team, have rallied back. The other 2 scores for the Packers were Dickey to Lofton touchdown throws. If you joined us late, Lynn Dickey hit Lofton for a 79-yard touchdown pass play on the first play from scrimmage.
It took him 9 seconds to run 78 yards, plus the snap from center. That's quick.
But the Seattle Seahawks hanging in as they've done all year long. You remember not that long ago they were standing in their own end with a 2nd and 42 coming up. All of a sudden they got it down the field on consecutive throws to Largent, and shortly thereafter had a field goal. Now they come back on an interception, score the go-ahead touchdown.
This is a team with character, Don. They're not about to give up regardless of circumstances.
Good football game as the kick is down to the goal line. Del Rogers straight up the middle. Swept under, got to the 21. That's better than most teams do on kick returns against the Seahawks. 50 seconds on the clock now, so you'll see Lynn Dickey come out of firing.
I'm not sure. I think I certainly wouldn't want another turnover into the hands of the Seahawks, and they play that 6 and 7 defensive back set, Don. I think if I were Forrest Gregg, I'd be very conservative here, although I'm yet to win a football game as a head coach.
Well, he's going to send 3 wide receivers out. Jefferson and Epps are wide left.
Look at that defensive set. 2, 4, 5, 7 defensive backs.
Lynn Dickey looking to throw. He dumps it over the middle, gets it to Gary Ellis. He's ahead now to the 30-yard line. A gain of 9 yards on the play. The clock running. It's down to 40 seconds and running in the first half.
That's a safe play.
NFL 84 coming up at halftime. Right now the Packers moving with their 2-minute offense into alignment without a huddle. Dickey throws, and again he's got Ellison, very nearly an interception. Gary Jackson, 24, had his hands on the ball. Incomplete pass does stop the clock with 27 seconds to play.
That was close. Ball was thrown just behind Ellis a little bit. Dickey's going to be very, very conservative with this football. He doesn't want to throw it up, so it's tipped. Keep the ball low when you're throwing it to receiver, so that if it is dropped, it goes into the ground as opposed to in someone else's hands.
Green Bay offense, despite those terrible conditions at Denver, had over 400 yards offense on Monday night. But right now, when they need a yard, they can't get it with 20 seconds left. Packers hear some boos.
And now you come, it's 4th down, and you come to the best part of the Seattle Seahawks football team. Their punt rush. Last time it was almost blocked by the Seahawks.
Not turning out the way Coach Gregg had planned.
Look at that. And that's basically been one drive that was back and forth with the penalties and the running into the punter. This is the second quarter only.
First quarter, remember, the Green Bay Packers had a dominance in time of possession. Right now, the Pack is pressured as the Seattle Seahawks will have 20 seconds to try to do something. They might do something right off the snap of the ball as Kenny Easley, striker at strong safety, comes out. He's going to return the punt.
If they get it off, they got 10 guys up front, and they're coming after him right now. They got 4 block punts. 5 is an NFL record. They'd love to try that record right here. Gets it off.
Left foot line drive. Drives easily all the way back to his 23-yard line. And the Packers cover well on special teams, and the ball is down to the 35-yard line as Easley comes to a flying halt. 46-yard punt by Scribner, a 12-yard return. Just 9 seconds to play. First half. So the Green Bay Packers, who jumped out in front 7-0, then the game was tied 7-7 by Seattle. The Packers shortly thereafter extended their lead to 17-7. Since then, Seattle's taken over the ball game, coming up with unanswered scores, and as you see now, the Seahawks with a 20-17 lead. Going to halftime. Lots of offense here today at County Stadium in Milwaukee. Don Criqui with Bob Trumpy as we might have the final play of the half coming up. Dave Craig standing in the shotgun. Got 3 men long, and it's just a long, hopeful throw downfield to Darrell Turner. Intercepted by Mark Lee. Larson can't get him. But finally Byron Walker does. That'll do it for the first 30 minutes of play. So the Seahawks and the Packers go back and forth, and now we have a penalty marker down, and we all know the half can't end on a penalty.
That's right. Well, it can if it's on the offense. It can't if it's on the defense.
I guess it'll be on the offense.
It was an illegal formation on the offense, being an offensive foul on the last play of the half. It will not continue. The half is over.
Thank you, Bob Frederick. That will do it. Away from home for the Green Bay Packers. They play 5 games at Lambeau Field in Green Bay, and then 3 here at Milwaukee. This, of course, home away from home for Dave Craig, a native Wisconsinite from Milton College, quarterbacking the Seahawks, who with those 13 straight points in the second quarter rallied from a 10-point deficit to take a 20-17 lead. Dave Craig fan club is here. Here's the kickoff. Del Greco hits it down to Zach Dixon at the 10, 20, and out to about the 24-yard line. So Dave Craig and and the Seattle offense, which controlled the ball for so much of the second quarter, now comes out to start the third quarter. Craig getting some last-minute advice from Chuck Knox and Chick Harris, the backfield coach. Good first-half numbers for Craig.
Don, that interception was that desperation throw at the end of the half, so even though they count against the quarterback, it certainly didn't do the Seahawks any harm.
Dave Craig coming out. In his backfield, he has Franco Harris, number 34, and Eric Lane, number 37. Darrell Turner, Steve Largent are the wide receivers. Hand off to Franco. He's got a problem. Turns wide and gets out of bounds. Did cross the 25-yard line. Got ahead for maybe a couple of yards.
Don, Douglas was number 53. He was the guy who was across the line of scrimmage that kind of disrupted the play. Actually, the Seahawks are very lucky that was not a fumble. He was there right at the handoff. It appears the Packers are going to come out, start the second half, put a lot of pressure on that line of scrimmage with blitzes, just being aggressive at the line of scrimmage.
Franco, who came in with an under a 3-yard per carry average for the Seahawks, has only 13 yards and 5 carries today. Second down and 8. Craig takes a look, triggers it out to Largent, and he moves ahead. A driving tackle by the strong safety Mark Murphy knocked him back from the 35-yard line, and he might be just short of the first down. It'll bring up third down and very short yardage.
Well, so far we've gone 2 plays without a flag. That's something to talk about.
Art McNally, the supervisor of National Football League officials, is here today. Taking a lot of notes next to us. Always does. They mark every call.
He's been busy this first half then.
We'll be at 12 or 13 penalties in the first half.
Something like that.
An unlikely game. Packers score with relative ease in the first quarter, moving the ball up and down the field against the Seahawks. First play from scrimmage for 79 yards and a touchdown to James Lofton, but then Forrest Gregg found his team unable to get the offense on the field in the second quarter as the Seahawks controlled the ball on the scoreboard. They scored 13 points then to take a halftime lead. And that's how it stands now, 20-17 Seattle. Seahawks in white, first and 10 Seattle. Swing man is Eric Lane. Oh, he is stuck as he gets to the 38-yard line. 2 very tough yards. Mark Murphy was the man who hit him 37.
Well, that's the way the coaches draw it up on the blackboard. Stand that guy up and then drive your shoulder through him. Here's Douglas, 53 in coverage. He reads the screen, but is taken on well. He's in there. He does an excellent job. The running back should make the defensive man dictate where the running back goes there. If he shows his head inside, you go outside. If he shows his head outside, you go inside.
They've got the ball ahead now to a 3-yard gain, a second down and 7 play for Seattle. Eric Lane got a first down. Seahawks running up the Packers and taking it ahead out to the 47-yard line. Inside linebacker Randy Scott made the knockdown.
Lane gets up, looks a little ouchy. Chuck Knox, and the play signaled in. Save them some time because you can be in positions on this field with both benches on the same side of the field, Don, where running back or a guard could have a 50-yard run to the line of scrimmage.
That's stranger things have happened than fights on the far side of the field, too.
True.
2 teams next to each other. Now Craig on first and 10 throws to Largent. Protects it with the body. He's inside the 30-yard line and down to the 28. Murphy on the tackle as again the Seahawks strike with that Craig to Largent combination.
One of the things that makes this combination, Craig to Largent, so tough to deal with is that before Largent is looking, the ball is thrown. You see Lewis, total zone coverage, and you can see him looking right in the eye. The minute he turns around, bam, 121 yards today, and he's over 500 career receptions today.
One of those 5 today for 31 yards and the Seahawks' first touchdown. So the Seahawks drive on after being outplayed in the first quarter. They've taken over this game. Leading by 3, Seattle goes to the run. Franco doesn't find much. Running him down was Charles Martin, number 94. Seattle been getting good offensive blocking, though. Ryder at right tackle, Bob Pratt the right guard, Blair Bush the center. Edwin Bailey and Ron Essink on the left side.
Don, this is just what Chuck Knox wanted. Take that ball to start the second half and just possess it. They've now gone about 4 minutes holding on to the football. Started at their own 26-yard line. Impressive drive here by Seattle.
And Trump Craig's going to end up with his most productive day at quarterback of the season. 15 for 23 so far for 231 yards. 1 touchdown. Going to the end zone, man, is there. It is a touchdown. Darrell Pete Turner, the rookie from Michigan State, has been burning people all season long with a very basic pattern. Flat-out speed off the flank.
The thing that makes this work is that Turner doesn't put his hands up to catch the ball. Now watch. He waits to the last split second. That's just bad luck on Mark Lee's part. He had his hand there, but Turner concentrates on the football. Big reception.
That was one of the best spent second-round draft choices that the Seahawks have ever made. They've lost one of their fine receivers. Paul Johns went out. But Darrell Turner, who is 6'3", 198, and a flyer. He's in averaging 20 yards a catch this season. And that one good for a touchdown, and so now it is a 27-17 game. The Seahawks scoring 20 unanswered points to come from way behind to take a commanding lead. Hard is filled in Milwaukee. Don Criqui with Bob Trumpy as Norm Johnson is ready to kick it off after hitting the extra point. 25-yard touchdown pass to Darrell Turner of Seattle, and the Seahawks have a 10-point lead as the run back is by Del Rogers of Green Bay, and he's knocked down at the 20.
On that previous extra point attempt, you notice Jim Zorn, Director Ralph Abraham, watch what he does to the ground to try to create a little T. And it's not really a T, it's an indentation. So he knows where to put the ball down, and he's kind of knocking the grass down behind the spot where he's putting it. So Norm Johnson's foot can go right through there smoothly.
Did go through smoothly for the 27th point of this game for Seattle. Seahawks lead 27-17. Lynn Dickey goes to the run, and there's nothing there at all. Fumble. Clark lost the football. Packers got it back. Paul Kaufman, the tight end, got it back for Green Bay. Barely. Schultz and Robinson on the tackle.
Don, it never appeared that the running back ever really had the ball. No, I take that back. Schultz is able to get his hand in there, and with the strength, he strips the ball away from Clark, and it's loose.
There was a loss of 2 yards on the play, though, so it'll be second down and 12 now for Green Bay. All at the Packer 18-yard line. Dickey with the problem, and Dickey goes down. Sacked by the middle guard, so the Boston College Eagle has landed.
Correct. Joe Nash. Got a flag on the play, too. It's against Seattle.
One guy's not too pleased is Jacob Green of the Seahawks. Let's see what the official call is.
The flag is thrown down the field. Even though the ball was not thrown, there may have been some illegal holding down.
Defensive holding, number 58. First down.
They called it on linebacker Bruce Schultz. We pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC Television Network.
WLUK 11 Green Bay.
10:23 to play in the third quarter at Milwaukee. Seattle, trailing 17-7, is now rallied to take a 27-17 lead over the Green Bay Packers. The Pack has the ball. Don Criqui with Bob Trumpy. Line of scrimmage is the 18-yard line. First and 10, Green Bay. Packers in need of a big play. Dickey might be pitching. He takes a look long at Lofton. Now swings it out as double coverage is on James Lofton. Jesse Clark has some room to motor. And that thundering back runs ahead for a first down.
Don, James Lofton is getting a lot of attention. Inside-outside coverage and linebacker underneath. They're three-timing him, and therefore Jesse Clark open out in the flat.
Miami, New England tightening up. Now we see Denver extending its lead to 23-0 over Buffalo at the half.
How about Kay Stevenson?
Well, he's coached for Chuck Knox in the past.
He hadn't won a game this year.
Eagles maintain a 3-point lead over the Giants at halftime. Bears continue to lead Tampa Bay. As on first down, here's a throw too high for Lofton. Dickey just got it away. You see, he never saw the end result of that play. He was looking at the Wisconsin sky.
Jacob Green right in his face, but once again the attention that Lofton is getting. That's Simpson in man coverage, and then watch inside. There's another receiver, Dave Brown. The ball was just thrown too quickly, but Dickey didn't have any choice. Harris on the inside, waiting there. First quarter, Lofton was the big guy. So far, for the remainder of the game, they have not gotten the ball to him.
Jefferson goes wide to the left. Lofton comes out right. Levesque's also in the game on second down and 10, and there's nothing there for Jesse Clark. Dino Mangiero, number 74. Mike Fanning, 74, and Jacob Green, 79, both combined on the stop. So on a second and 10 play, the gain's only about a yard. Third and long for Green Bay.
Think they haven't improved? For the years of Jack Patera, the team wanted defense, couldn't find it. Tom Catlin and Chuck Knox come in, and they got defense.
The team that ranked last year in defense was the Green Bay Packers. They've improved substantially, although not in the last quarter and a half. Seattle's really been moving the ball against him. Right now, the Packers on third down come up empty.
Nothing's working for Green Bay right now. Good pressure on Dickey, and of course, he is pretty set target back there. He's not going to be very mobile, and the defense is rising to the occasion. Forrest Gregg not happy at all at what he's seeing.
Very unlikely turn in this game after Gregg's Packers went out in front 17-7 at the end of the first quarter.
I'll tell you one thing about Forrest Gregg. He can get your attention. You do something wrong, he'll let you know about it.
Boss. He has a 5-year contract at Green Bay with complete control over all player moves. And now a kick by Scribner, who's had a problem with returns. He's a low punter.
Watch out.
The corner. Picket line is set. They start picking off Packers. And Easley's all the way out to the 50-yard line, maybe inside Seattle. Going to be spotted. Let's see, out of bounds at the Seattle 48. 19-yard return by Easley.
There's Easley. Watch the lane being set up. The picket line. Good blocks. John Anderson, linebacker for the Green Bay Packers, the last guy to make the tackle. And he does.
Dickey and the Packers were making the third down throws in the first quarter. Not since. Now the Seattle Seahawks go to the run on first down. Randall Morris takes it, not very far. Packers coming across. Cumby was on the hit along with Tim Lewis, the right corner.
Don, this is where Green Bay needs that defense right now to rise up to this occasion. Hackneyed cliche, but still, they need a turnover. They need to stop them right here because the momentum in the second half has so far been on the Seattle Seahawks side. Watch Largent, good pass receiver, but also an excellent blocker. Whoa, he gets Murphy on the ground, kinda. He gets dirty.
That can happen down there. That's a wet field. Natural grass track here in Milwaukee as it's now second down and 10 for Seattle. Gregg up the middle, and the Packers running down at the 50, gained only 2 yards. This is a doubleheader day on NBC Sports. Some of you will see the Raiders and the Chargers meet at San Diego as part of the doubleheader. Others, Kansas City and the Jets meet at the Meadowlands Stadium in New Jersey as the clock runs here at Milwaukee with 7:40 to play in the third quarter.
Look at that. That's nice. On a team that has really struggled offensively, they've done very well. That interception that ended the first half, so you really can't count that one.
Now third down and 8 coming up from the shotgun. Dave Craig stands in, 4-man rush from Green Bay. Penalty marker down again. Dornick makes a third down reception for a first down if the play goes. And again, he beats John Anderson on the outside. 10-yard gain. But a marker down at the line.
John Craig is slow getting up. He got hammered. Once again, single coverage linebacker on running back Dornick. And I think it's going to be against Seattle.
Here's Bob Frederick, who
illegal
says
formation on the offense, number 78. We repeat, third down.
Steve August in his right tackle called for.
Bob Bob Ryder.
Right tackle called for the illegal formation. So it will now be third down and 13 coming up. Bob Ryder from Tennessee, former New England Patriot. Still a thing of beauty to watch Larson.
You're right.
Football.
You're right. He catches it so well with his hands, too. He doesn't let the ball get to his body, but he just didn't have enough field over here. Watch him get by Douglas. And then the little hitch step. You see it's a zone coverage. He looks inside like you said, Don. Just runs out of... Look at that. Oh, that's pretty. You're right. That's nice. Soft hands.
But just out of bounds, and so Seattle will have to punt. And you saw before the productivity in the recent drive. Now they finally punt the ball, and West hits it downfield. Fill it up. Will run it back for Green Bay, but not very far. And a marker's in as the Epps goes down. 44-yard punt by West and a 3-yard return by Epps.
That's now 16 penalties so far in this game. Am I right?
I think you are.
The officials have been the biggest ground gainer here today.
There's been some big gains on penalties. Pass interference call. Clock is stopped right now with 7 minutes to play in the third quarter.
Illegal block on the kick return team. Two separate illegal blocks, one by 50 and the other by 99.
50 is Rich Wingo and 99 is John Dorsey. So the Packers are set back in their own end as they are ready now to go first and 10. Exciting games of this NFL season, the most exciting. They'll meet again today as part of an NBC Sports doubleheader. Others will see two winning teams, the Jets and the Chiefs meet. Right now, the Green Bay Packers pinned in their own end with a first down and 10 from their 8. Try to run the ball out, but Gary Ellis is stuffed to the line of scrimmage.
Don, field position in professional football so vitally important to the success or failure of a team. Today, the Green Bay Packers have started at their own 22, their own 9, their own 22, their own 15, their own 20, their own 21, their own 20, and now at their own 8. So that's a long field to have to deal with all day long.
It's really gotten long. See if they can get it to Lofton. They're going to be trying that before long. James Lofton off the right flank. He's in single coverage, and Dickey's going to him. Dickey's got him. Out to the 28-yard line. It's a first down. James Lofton has now recorded 3 straight 100-yard receiving games.
Wait a minute. That one's coming back. We got a flag.
They finally got Lofton in one-on-one coverage, and he just turned in, and Dickey was right there, but as you point out, there's a penalty marker down, so it comes back.
Illegal use of the hands by number 67 on the offense. Second down will be repeated.
Carl Swanke, the guilty party, the left tackle for Green Bay. Greg Cook, the right tackle. Hallstrom and Huffman are the guards, although Drexler and Huffman have been alternating somewhat at left guard. Larry McCarron, the Green Bay center. Really has been a tremendous turn in the momentum of this game after the first quarter when Green Bay was moving the ball and put up 17 points, equaling their entire output in the first quarter through the previous 7 games this season. Not scored since. Now a throw and a catch by Phillip Epps. It looks like he's got a first down. So while we have a moment and they spot the ball, we'll go to New York to NFL 84.
All right, Don, thanks very much. Moments after Dan Marino had thrown a touchdown pass to give Miami a 23-10 lead over New England, back comes Tony Eason, a 76-yard bomb to Stanley Morgan, who flashes the type of speed which made Bob Trumpy famous. Now it's 23-17.
Or infamous.
That's a lie. That is not a fabrication of truth. That's a lie.
Eason, part of that class of 83, all those great young quarterbacks, 2 matched today at New England. Marino and Eason, and right now Dickey throws. Gary Ellis has the ball for the Packers on first down. He gets a first down and some more as Green Bay now starts to move the ball out of their own end. John Harris made the tackle. 15-yard gain on the play.
Don did most of that on his own, too. Had 2 offensive linemen out in front of him. Didn't use either one.
There's Here's the numbers at Foxborough. Washington moving towards a 6th consecutive victory, it would appear. Giants now on a field goal. Tie the Philadelphia Eagles. The Bears extend their lead over Tampa Bay to 27-3. Right here, it's a 27-17 game. Seattle in the lead. As Green Bay on 1st and 10 go to the run, Jesse Clark just gets a load of quick Jacob Green, the left end, number 79.
Jesse Clark.
On to this point in this ball game, Ross, I'm talking to Ross Schneiderman here. Are these correct? Are these added up? Get this. Lofton has got 2 catches, both for touchdowns. Jefferson's got 1. Kaufman's got 2. They got 5 receptions to their 2 outside receivers and tight end today. Seattle has done an outstanding job of shutting down those wide receivers downfield.
They really have. Just 5 to the wideouts, and now Dickey never gets a chance to put it up. On the rush comes a blitzing linebacker from Tennessee, Greg Gaines. That's the 2nd sack of the day for Seattle's defense. Greg Gaines, 56, from Old Hickory, Tennessee, where Andrew Jackson came from.
Old Hickory, huh? Oh, I'm amazed. I didn't realize that.
Greg Gaines described his role at the University of Tennessee one time. He was the rover. They asked him what he did. He said, I ran around and hit people. That was about it.
He does that very well. That's just about what he plays for the Seattle defense, too.
Big loss. 3rd down and 18 coming up for the Packers. Dickey stops and throws, and going for the ball and catching it is John Jefferson. Flashing, he gets a big ovation because he hasn't had many. 3 times an All-Pro player in 3 years at San Diego. He's not had that production since coming to Green Bay.
Now, when he came here, Lofton was the big gun, and Dickey goes to Lofton most often. But this is well run, right at the 1st down marker. 19 yards, keeps his feet in bounds. 1st down, Green Bay.
Jefferson has talked openly about leaving the Packers because he hasn't been getting the ball.
Where's he going to go?
He's got the big contract. Like to go back to the beach, I think.
Yeah, well, he's not in control of that, unfortunately. The Packers are.
If he didn't start catching more, they might help him.
That's true.
That was a big catch for Jefferson and the Packers, and now a swing pass goes out. Jesse Clark. 1st down. He wanders out to the 49-yard line. Got about 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Gains the outside linebacker, again knocking him down as the 3rd quarter now winds down to 4:40 in running.
And it certainly appears that Seattle's idea defensively was to keep as many people back on Jefferson, Kaufman, and Lofton as you possibly can, and let the ball go to the running backs coming out of the backfield. Ellis, Clark, and they got about 6 catches between them.
Packers running out of varied formations now. They send Jefferson in motion. Dickey doesn't even look at Jefferson though, because he's got Lofton with him. And he's down to the 27-yard line. He's looking at Lofton right from the snap.
Hey, I don't blame him. When you give Dickey time to throw, and Lofton with that great speed, of course the defensive backs are going to give him a cushion. He's inside Simpson. This is a double rotation zone. And then he just breaks it. It's not much of a pattern. And you see 53 there can't quite get his hands on the football. That's Keith Butler. Well thrown by Dickey. Another 1st down.
Big day again for James Lofton. His 25th career 100-yard plus game. Had a 200-yard game in the snow Monday night at Denver. That was his best ever. Caught 11 balls. Swing pass goes out to Kaufman. Now the Packers starting to look tough on offense. Bring the ball down to the 22-yard line of Seattle.
Yeah, and they're getting it to the wide receivers and to the tight end now.
Hoffman left alone as they've got to give a lot of attention now. Miami's put up another one. Consider all the people they've lost with the injuries. The last was a Dan Marino pass to Mark Clayton from 15 yards out. Marino with 3 touchdown throws this day.
Marino to Marks, Duper, and Clayton, huh?
Miami heading into an 8-0 year. 2nd down and about 5 to the run. Jesse Clark turns the corner. While we have a moment, let's take a look at Marino and his touchdown throw the last time around to NFL 84 in New York.
Yeah, Don, here's the play you mentioned a moment ago. A 15-yard connection, Marino to Mark Clayton. Watch him break a tackle and struggle into the end zone. 3 touchdown passes for Marino today. 23 for the year. In 8 games, he has broken Bob Griese's single-season Miami touchdown pass mark.
Thank you, Bob Costas. Greasy keeps telling Marino it's not supposed to be that easy.
And, remember that 26 teams have passed by Dan Marino last year in the draft.
Third down and less than a yard, and the Pack tries to power the ball at Seattle, and they get it far enough. It's a first down. Very important at this point. The Packers take it in.
No question, Don. This is certainly the thing that kind of gives them a resurgence, because you remember the second quarter was basically all Seattle. This is the first time that Green Bay has had the ball for any length of time, and they have not scored since the first quarter. This is very important.
And it's been the sustained drive they've been lacking. This drive, you'll recall, started at the 9-yard line of Green Bay. Now the Packers have first and 10. 17-yard line of Seattle. Seahawks lead 27-17. Third quarter. Dickey throws. Lofton was interfered with. No flag. Packer fans think so, but no flag.
Harris fell down, lost his footing. That's Simpson on the outside. Little slant inside. Simpson falls. Whoa, wait a minute. Remember when they threw the flag before on interference? Well, that's certainly no different than that particular play. That's highly questionable.
When you sit up here, Trump, everybody's a coach with 20/20 hindsight, but I'd go to Lofton all day. I don't think anybody can cover him.
I would agree with you, and I tend to think that they should have had the ball at the 1-yard line right there.
12 plays in this drive so far, 75 yards for the Green Bay Packers. They've used up 5 minutes. Third quarter is down to 2:02 to play. So now Lynn Dickey's going over to get James Lofton, a fabulous athlete with 4.3 speed, goes into the end zone. No call, as the free safety John Harris came over and blocked him as the ball came in.
Yeah, why is that not interference?
I don't know.
Somebody find out.
Apparently because nobody called it.
Well, that's the answer to the question that I wanted.
Reagan Knox, the counterpart, as the sun has broken through. Dickey with 17 throws completed out of 24. 278 yards and 2 touchdowns. Now he's looking. Here's the throw. Lofton has it. Inside and down to the 8-yard line. George Sefcik, one of the offensive coaches for Green Bay, said of all the attributes that Lofton has, speed and great athletic ability, maybe his greatest is concentration on the ball.
Delay outside. That's what that call was. Now, this is his 4th straight 100-yard receiving game. Watch this. He delays inside and then goes back outside. No timing. He's just trying to take advantage of a seam in the defense. Well done. When they started getting the ball to Lofton, Kaufman, Jefferson, all of a sudden this offense came alive in the fourth quarter, in the third quarter.
Big play here, 3rd and 1 for Green Bay. They've moved the ball all the way downfield from their 9-yard line at the start of this drive. Swing pass goes out to Gary Ellis, and he's going in for the Pack. No flag. So the Packers shut out since the first quarter. Sustain their best continued drive of this football game, one of their best of the season, maybe the best, if they go all the way down the field. Gary Ellis on the payoff end of an 8-yard throw, and it's a touchdown for Green Bay.
This is an impressive drive, 91 yards. You see the confusion at the line of scrimmage. An excellent block by Clark to keep the hands of the defensive linebacker out of Dickey's face, and it's just a foot race to the end zone.
So now Chuck Knox and his Seahawks will get the ball back.
This game has certainly swung a lot of ways, has it not?
It really has, by quarters. Kick is up and good by Del Greco, and 1:10 to go, third quarter. Packers with a 91-yard drive and a touchdown, back in the game, trailing by 3, ready to kick it off. Albert Del Greco, rookie free agent from Auburn, hits the ball. Kicking down deep for the Seattle Seahawks at the 10. 20. Out to the 26-yard line. Next Saturday on NBC Sports, as you just heard, PBA Bowling, the best in the world, continue their fall tour on NBC Sports with the Indianapolis Open. That's next Saturday here on NBC, 3 o'clock Eastern Time. The Packers drive, officially 92 yards. 5:50 was used on the clock, 14 plays. Art McNally, was supervisor officials for the NFL, sitting in the next booth over, told us during the timeout the reason there was no flag and when Lofton went into the end zone was bumped is because in the opinion of the official covering, he wasn't interfered with. Judgment call. Here's a handoff. Running the ball is Randall Morris. First down carry is a pretty good one for the Seahawks. They get it out to the 30. George Cumby made the stop, 52 for Green Bay.
Now this is the point where the Seattle Seahawks must possess the ball for an extended period of time. They have had that problem throughout this season. They allow their opponents to stay in the game because they just can't keep the other team's offense off the field for that long.
Two receivers in this game. The other sides had little luck covering. Lofton of the Packers and Largent of Seattle. We're down to 27 seconds to play in the third quarter and the clock's running. Seattle with the ball, leading 27 to 24. Hard run, straight ahead is good for a Seahawk first down. Donnie Humphrey comes up to make the hit on David Hughes.
46, David Hughes.
And that'll be the final play of the third quarter.
First down.
The Green Bay Packers, with that last touchdown, make it very tight heading into the final 15 minutes. That's the end of the third quarter.
Today's game is brought to you by Mazda and the full line of sophisticated Mazda products. By Castrol, motor oil engineered for today's smaller, higher revving engines. And by the American Express card. Don't leave home without it.
Temperature in the low 50s here in Milwaukee. After heavy overnight rain, the threat of more rain has held off throughout the game. Playing field, particularly at the end, the Seahawks are on, is a little bit damp. Footing not too certain. Right now, on 1st and 10, David Hughes goes to the run for the Seahawks and gets to the 39-yard line. Seattle wanting very badly to sustain offense here and keep that Packer offense off the field, which just moved 92 yards for a touchdown.
John, you're absolutely right. The idea of the offense here is cool off that Green Bay offense, eat up a lot of the clock, and at least make it a long field once again for the Green Bay Packers if they do get it back. Field goal would be very helpful here. They got to be conservative, too, because Packers trying to come up with the ball.
Second down and 8, Seattle. Packers coming, a big rush. Craig gets it away, and Charlie Young dove back at the ball, and they're going to give him the catch. Mike Douglas coming hard at the quarterback, number 53 of Blitzen. Sacked him earlier. But Craig got it away, and Charlie Young caught the ball. It'll bring up third and short yardage.
An excellent job by Craig. He throws the ball low so that it's not tipped, and nobody can get to it. You see Charlie Young, it's just go down, turn around. And if he'd have gotten 2 yards deeper and he had time to get there, it would have been a first down.
So it will bring up third down and 2 now for Seattle. Dave Craig over the middle, and he's got Charlie Young, who planted himself firmly up the 50. Good enough for first down yardage, a gain of 5 on the play, and the Seahawks get 4 new downs.
Now, you know what both these quarterbacks do extremely well is look off people. That time, Craig didn't look at Charlie Young until the last split second. He was looking out in Largent's direction, and then he comes back to Charlie Young. He has faith in that he'll be here, and the linebackers don't know where he's going to throw it.
Like Buffalo might have run up the white flag this season, down 30-0 in the third quarter, heading towards their 8th consecutive loss and their worst of the season. Randall Morris turns the corner for Seattle on first down and gets down to the 48-yard line, where inside linebacker Randy Scott ran into him, along with George Cumby. Vikings had a 14-0 lead, you may recall, in that game. Now the Lions have come back to trail by 4 at Minneapolis. The Steelers, leaders of the NFC Central, extending their lead to 13-3 over the Colts at Indianapolis. AFC Central. And the Giants and the Eagles tied 10-10 in the third quarter at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. Bears back in form. Started off fast, had some trouble, and now they're rolling again. Leaders of the NFC Central. Second down and a long 8 for Seattle. 48-yard line at Green Bay. Whoa! And a blitz, and this time it's John Anderson coming in. The Packers' 4th sack of Dave Craig in the game.
Johnny was untouched. They either took advantage of the alignment of the offense or a running back missed a blocking assignment. He was totally untouched. And you can see his helmet right there. You see a running back just kind of waltz right by him. That's a missed pickup.
They add everything up in pro football in computers, and I forget how many points it was, but a sack translates into something like 4.5 points a game. It's a very valuable commodity. Right now it sets Craig and the Seahawks into a 3rd and 17 play. They've hit a lot of these, though, and they're going to again. Byron Walker got free up the middle, and he got to where he had to go for the first down, and Craig was there. And you can see Dave Craig is understandably excited about it, as the Seahawks have converted a lot of tough 3rd downs.
When they've needed to, it seems the Seattle Seahawks with that 4-receiver offense, which is what you're looking at right here, are able to get past the linebackers and underneath the defensive coverage. There's Largent. Throws it right over his head. Oh, that's a great shot. And he can't find his feet to get up, but it's still enough for a first down.
You've got a lot of balls in this league, but it's got to be a temptation for Largent to want to go up and take a piece of it.
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely right.
He knew it wasn't his, though, and it went to the right spot to the first down point. Now, Craig throws an out pattern to Largent. Not going to be long before they go to number 8 again.
He's the secret of their offense. Craig getting it to Largent sets up so many things. The defense has to roll his direction. They have to constantly keep track of him. He's a tricky little receiver. He catches the ball well in a crowd. He catches it any way you throw it to him.
Ross Schneiderman, our NBC statistician, totaling up a lot of numbers here on the throws. 6 receptions now for Largent, 126 yards and a touchdown. Lee Craig, a winning pitcher for Seattle, 12-6 as a starter since he took over for Jim Zorn. That's not a bad guy to have on the sidelines when he's needed. Jim Zorn had some great years at Seattle, and he might have some more before he's done. Eric Lane runs the ball.
And once again, momentum keeps swinging back and forth across the line of scrimmage. Craig and encouraging his teammates. And this drive started at the, 25-yard line. And they possessed it for quite a while. This will keep that Green Bay offense on the sideline. You can't score unless you're on the field.
Packer defense, which was so weak a year ago, has improved markedly under Dick Modulewski. Says our basic philosophy is take it to them, batter people. That's how you play defense. Here's a handoff going to Eric. Lane cannot get, does he maybe, get inside the 28-yard line for the first down.
It's close.
Not much there from the Packer defense, though, and going to be close enough to measure, so the clock is stopped with 10:12 to play.
Easier with all the wide bodies are up there. Lane trying to just find a little seam somewhere. Well, the Green Bay defensive line does an excellent job of standing up those offensive linemen, and it results in a first down.
Seahawks emblems are big business out in the Northwest. A little bit of that Packer green and yellow around here.
Oh, yeah, you sure do.
Swing goes out to Eric Lane, and he is inside the 25-yard line. Not done till he gets to the 18. And looks like on a first down play, he has 11 yards and a first down.
Oh, he's hurt.
Eric Lane, saluted by all his coaches as a player with about the best attitude they've ever seen. Says he's not out to prove anything, only to win, and he's been helping Seattle do that. But right now, Eric Lane is down.
Flag against Seattle, too, Don.
He's attended to. Hopefully, Eric Lane. It's
number 65 on the offense. Illegal use of the hands.
Edwin Bailey out there on that screen.
Eric Lane from Brigham Young was an 8th-round draft choice.
Let's see if we can pick up exactly what happened. It appeared that just as his foot hit the ground, defensive back made contact. We're going to see the whole thing here. Oh, yeah, you can see that all right. 52 George Cumby just pile driving in there right on Eric Lane's leg.
Cumby's hit like a cannon ever since he was a 205-pound. Here in the high reaches of County Stadium in Milwaukee. As the camera pulls back, you see where they have the old Trumpster.
Yeah, it looks like they sent us to our room, doesn't it? This wouldn't be a bad day to be out on that ledge. It's turned out to be rather nice. We expected all kinds of rain and inclement weather. No problems whatsoever.
9:41 to play. Good football game. Seattle holding to a 3-point lead with a 1st and 15 coming up. Seahawks just lost Eric Lane, who was taken out with a leg injury. Dave Craig stands in and swings it out. Not enough there. He's looking at David Hughes, and the Packer rush was strong as again. John Anderson came hard.
Ball underthrown by Dave Craig. He wants that one back because Hughes was open out there. Now the Seahawks are forced to go with nothing but fullbacks.
Cincinnati and Cleveland continue to kick field goals. Two teams that don't like each other, both 1-6.
At least they scored, each team. There was some question as to whether or not they would.
Like the beauty contest where nobody won. 2nd and 17, as you see. Packers jam the front. Coming at Craig with a stunt. Byron Walker catches the ball. Another big play on long yardage for Seattle. Gary Hayes was covering, but Craig is right there to Byron Walker from 21 yards away.
Don, once again, that formation, 4 wide receivers all day long. The Seahawks have been able to man-on-man coverage beat these cornerbacks. Coming into the ball game, everyone thought that the best part of this defense was its linebackers and its cornerbacks. And Seattle has beaten Green Bay's quarterbacks all day long.
We just got good news. Our producer, David Neal's been in contact with a team physician for Seattle on their bench. Eric Lane has only a slight sprain of the knee and, in fact, could return to today's game. So he was not seriously hurt, and we could see 37 again. An important player for Seattle. Timing pattern as they look into the end zone to Largent, who loves to run that corner pattern. That time was just a little overthrown. Tim Lewis covering.
They call that a fade pattern. What you want to do is lose no ground to the defensive back during contact. Then when the ball is thrown, you simply fade away from him, and hopefully the quarterback can throw it before you get out of bounds. Normally, quarterback throws it to a spot, not to the receiver. And the receiver's got to get to that spot in order to make the catch.
Chuck Knox getting it done year after year. Got his first head coaching job with the Rams. The owner, Rosenblum, asked him, what can you do that other coaches can't? He says, I can win. Every year, and he won 5 straight divisional titles. And right now, strike goes to Largent, and he's in the end zone. Largent on a throw from Craig, dances across the middle, sprints up and over the end line. And there's a penalty marker down after the touchdown.
I know what that is, too. I think they're going to call offensive pass interference on Seattle.
Let's see.
Charlie Young, while the ball was in the air, made a block on a defensive back of the Green Bay Packers, and they may call this back.
Packers were throwing their helmets down in anger over something. And now Humphrey is signaling.
There was a foul, offensive pass interference. Therefore, there was not a touchdown. Number 80, offensive pass interference.
I guess. No, it wasn't 80. It's 87. Charlie Young, the tight end. I'm not so sure this is not the way the play is designed, although
the ball, like in basketball.
Yeah, the ball is designed. See right there? See the contact? 87. He's the one who made the contact with the linebacker, Scott. That's a good call by the officials. They got caught.
Bob Trumpy, a man who can pick out that offensive pass interference since he was guilty a number of times.
Hey, don't you ever say that. Watch once again. Contact already made at that point. It strips Scott off the coverage by Largent. Excellent call by the officials.
Scott was the guy, Randy Scott, who fired his helmet on the ground, thinking he was fouled. So now it brings up 2nd and 20.
Whoa.
Penalty markers go down all over as the clock is stopped with 9:20 to play.
Craig is saying, why does the play stop? Keep going. Even though the whistle's blown and they're offsides, we got a free play here.
Well, were they drawn off, though? Yep, they were. They were not. There was a call against Green Bay. So instead of 2nd and 20, it's 2nd and 15.
I'll tell you one thing. Ezra Johnson was offsides by world-class standards. He could have taken that snap from the center from the shotgun.
Ezra, the dominant sacker of the defense of Green Bay.
20 penalties. And you said at the outset of the game that penalties are up 13%?
That's what the number's supposed to be, the percentage.
Tell you what, the computer's going to cough after getting this one.
Dave Craig back in Wisconsin, throwing the ball very well. His team leads by 3 here in the 4th quarter. Craig with a problem here. Runs away from it, loops it to Byron Walker, who can't quite get to the ball. Mark Lee was covering. Craig, an innovative, gutty quarterback, made a lot of moves when the heat's been on, and that time he just got away to release the ball.
Tough throw. Right over the defensive back's head, right over Walker's head. And he completed this one. Talking about some magic here. Now watch him avoid that rush, as you said, Don. An excellent job. He steps up. He doesn't step sideways, and that gets him out of the rush. See Humphreys chasing him. Now watch this throw. Boy, this is very difficult to complete. And they almost make the completion.
16th play of this drive coming up. 3rd down and 15 Seattle. Again, Ezra Johnson left early. Marker's down. Here's a throw and a catch, and it's down to the 2-yard line. It could go. Ezra Johnson, anticipating the snap count, was way across the line of scrimmage, but it could be he was drawn off. Any movement in that offensive line, and the penalties on the offense.
They're going to call it on the offense, too. Big as life. 21 penalties in this game, and 51 points.
Illegal motion, number 64 on the offense. 3rd down will be repeated.
Ron Essing gave a little motion, and that triggered Ezra Johnson.
Yeah, he moves. Now wait a minute. He's allowed to move there. His hand is not down, but he does have to come set for a second.
There's no way he's allowed to move when he's set like that.
Yes, he is. His hand is not on the ground down. As long as he's in the up position.
He has to be in a set position.
You're right, but if his hand's not up, he can still move. Then he must come set for a second.
Johnson took off as soon as he made that little move.
You got that right.
It's now 3rd down and 20 for Seattle. Craig is going to get hit and hard. Robert Brown, number 93, got him. And there's no penalty marker. That's an event in this game.
Let's see. They had a touchdown called back. They were down to the 1-yard line, called back. And now they end up with the ball on the 28-yard line. They've self-destructed in this drive.
Well, the Seattle Seahawks leading by a 3-point margin. Now we'll look for a long field goal. Jim Zorn will hold at the 36-yard line. It'll be a 46-yard attempt. Dave Craig looks down from the sidelines. Norm Johnson, a free agent kicker from UCLA, who's hit his previous attempts in this game. Up and set down. There it is, right down the line. A perfect kick by Johnson, and the Seahawks open up a 6-point lead. Lots of time left, though. 8:36 to go, and the Pack will have the ball when we come back to County Stadium in Milwaukee. Time rivals from the AFC West, the San Diego Chargers. Others will see Kansas City play the Jets in the Meadowlands of New Jersey. Right now, Seattle, after the field goal, kicks it off, and here comes Del Rogers running the ball back for Green Bay. Turns the corner and gets across the 25 and out to the 28. Norm Johnson himself stuck him, knocked him out of bounds after an 18-yard return.
Well, let's see what the Green Bay offense can do now. They've been sitting on the sideline for quite a period of time.
I'll tell you, good play. Throw it to Lofton, wherever he is.
Look at this. That's exactly what the Seahawks needed. They only got 3 points, but it still cools off the Green Bay offense. 7 minutes and 34 seconds off the clock.
Still 8.6 to play. Longest drive of the season for Seattle. 6-point lead. Green Bay with the ball trailing. Seattle showing blitz. They get their man, but there's penalty markers down, and we'll see if the blitzer left early.
Yep.
He certainly was in the zone, Shelton Robinson.
Yep. That'll be on Seattle. I think he was trying to come up with a free play there.
Packers think it's on Seattle.
Yeah, it'll be 1st and 5 for Green Bay.
Ray Prohaska, offensive coordinator for the
offside,
Seahawks.
number 77. First down will be repeated after the penalty.
We'll certainly recognize that gentleman's voice at Days In, won't we?
Fredericks had a lot to say, and with reason, with some 20-yard penalty flags down. Green Bay can take the lead if they get into the end zone and kick the extra point. Right now, they're a long ways away, but they do have 1st and 5. Dickey getting a lot of it here. Jefferson going for the ball. and it's tipped away beautifully. John Harris, the free safety, diving at the ball, tipped it away.
He almost caught that thing. Well, he was prone when the ball hit his hands. It would have been a sensational catch, but he did make contact with it.
Well, he's a great-handed receiver at Arizona State under Frank Kush. Kush used to have drills where if you dropped the ball in the drill, you ran 5 miles, and Jefferson used to catch it one-handed in the drills.
Watch this. He almost catches this football. I mean, it would have been a highlight film in itself, but he does make... Oh, it's tipped by Harris. I'm sorry, I thought J.J. got his hands on it, but it just tipped away by Harris. And I'm not so sure that ball couldn't have been caught had he not tipped it. That's on Green Bay.
That's Seattle's ball. Coming up with a football is John Harris.
The flag is on Green Bay. Paul Kaufman turned up the field too quickly. The interception will stand.
Yep, that's the way it goes. It was not a free play that time. The ball goes over to Seattle. So now with 8
illegal motion on the offense, number 82. It will be declined. First down.
Well, you see, when you get the offense standing on the sideline for 7 minutes and 34 seconds, people come out slow. Dickey's not.
Marvin Hagler's defense of his middleweight championship next Saturday on NBC Sports World. 4:30 Eastern Time, 3:30 Los Angeles time. It'll be shown. On first down, the Seahawks holding to a 3-point lead. Run the ball in the clock.
Look at this. I'm telling you, the Seattle Seahawks are missing 6 starters from their offensive and defensive lineups from the first game of the season. And they're still winning, and they're winning because of that.
And they've turned that plus 12 into 71 points, which has won 5 games. Maybe 6 if they can hold on. Packers looking to get the ball back. Green Bay trailing 30-24. 6-point deficit. Dave Craig, though, throwing his hands down. He guess it's against his team.
False start on the offense, number 65.
You got it.
Edwin Bailey at left guard. Normally Reggie McKenzie's there. So, with 7:25 to play in the game, it's going to be 2nd down and 11 for Seattle. Plenty of time left for the Packers, but they have to get the ball back.
You're right.
Large and wide left at the top of your screen. Darrell Turner coming off the right flank. They're going to Turner. Intercepted. George Cumby has the ball for the Packers. And he's fast. George Cumby is back inside the Seattle 45-yard line. A penalty marker goes down.
Of course. Don Randy Scott made the tip of the ball. And then the interception by Cumby. Craig is staying on the field. Personal foul, whipping.
That was after the interception.
Right. They'll keep the ball. It'll cost them 15 yards. You just said it. Green Bay needs a turnover.
Foul. It was a clip on the return.
Now it appears that Darrell D.P. Turner kind of loafed through this pattern. He wasn't really hustling. You see, Craig, he wanted to throw it to him the first time. And it gave those linebackers the idea, here it comes. It's coming our direction. Scott with the tip. Cumby with the interception. 1st and 10, Green Bay.
National Football League rules require that we present away games starting with the opening kickoff to stations in the team's home area. So viewers in Los Angeles and Kansas City will be leaving this game in a few minutes for a telecast involving your home team. However, we'll continue to bring reports on this game to keep you up to date as Lynn Dickey meets a full blitz and goes down under it. Keith Butler led the way, who's close to being the all-time leading tackler for the Seahawks. He'll pass Terry Beeson very shortly.
Now, these are 2 football teams that are really slugging it out. Now, that blitz hit Lynn Dickey right in the back where he has 3 transverse processes broken on his vertebrae. Those little spiny things that stick out on your back. He's well padded, but they're still not healed. That's got to hurt.
2nd and 18.
What really hurt was the clipping call on the interception return. Packers would have had it at the 42-yard line of Seattle. But now they're back in their own end with 2nd and 18 coming up, and they go to the run. Jesse Clark turns upfield. A A battering ram of a runner, and he gets out to the 30. Got back the lost yardage on the sack, but it's going to bring up third and about 8. Joe Nash ran him down.
Excellent job, too, by Nash, because the Seahawks are coming with that 6 defensive back set. Look at the offense we've had. My goodness, 700-plus yards of offense today on a day that we thought, because of the way the game started, weather, slippery field, we wouldn't have a lot.
3rd and 7, ball on the Packer 32.
Third down and a big one for Green Bay. Dickey throws and he's got it. He's got a first down and he's down inside the 50-yard line. He crosses midfield and goes down at the 49-yard line. So on 3rd and long, the Packers strike for a 20-yard gain.
Dickey had plenty of time to throw it here. Just a 3-man rush. And Epps with that outstanding speed. Brown on the catch. 19 yards on the pickup. First down. Green Bay's cooking.
Philip Epps, small but fast from Texas Christian. 5'9", 165. So the Packer drive stays alive. Green Bay trailing 30-24. 5:23 to play. Dickey running better than he has, and now he throws and almost hits the center, Larry McCarron.
And no intentional grounding.
There's a penalty.
Oh, there's a flag. Of course we got to have a flag.
They were setting up a tight end screen to Kaufman, I think. McCarron out in front. But
I'll tell you what happened. Keith Butler, 53, grabbed Kaufman and kept him from being in the pattern. The illegal man downfield.
So now it'll be a call against the Green Bay Packers and set them back from the Seattle 48-yard line.
Give Keith Butler an assist there. He recognized what was coming on, grabbed a hold of Kaufman, and Dickey had nobody to throw it to. And you can hold a receiver before he goes across the line of scrimmage. That's legal.
Ineligible member, number 61 in the offense, illegally downfield.
Dave Drexler, the left guard.
Oh,
25 penalties, as you see, assessed so far.
have you ever done a game with this many penalties?
Never have. Been a good ball game, but I don't hope to do another with 25 penalties.
And Ross Schneiderman doesn't have room on his stat sheet here to fill out the penalties anymore.
5 minutes and 15 seconds left to play. Dropping to throw is Lynn Dickey. He has a problem. Escapes it. Throws it right to back Jesse Clark. Got people all over him. We pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC television network.
WLUK 11 Green Bay.
Without Trumpy, this is Don Criqui, County Stadium in Milwaukee. Green Bay Packers have the ball, but as you see, they trail Seattle 30-24 with 4:48 left to play in the game, and the clock is running. Second down is coming up for Green Bay. Second down, 17 from the Packer 45-yard line. Seattle showing blitz. They back off. Now the linebackers come with a 4-man rush. Swing pass goes to Jesse Clark, and fine defense. Moyer, 21, came up, made the knockdown, so it's going to be 3rd and long yardage, and Green Bay again has to convert a tough long yardage 3rd down.
That was a great defensive play by Seattle. They had the 6 defensive backs in there, and if Jackson doesn't make the tackle, that's going to go for a long time. That's Lofton. This is Taylor. That's the legal Chuck, I guess. And now he comes back to try to make a block. Whoops. Lucky he didn't throw a flag on that one. That's an illegal block in the back.
Lofton is wide left. They're trying to jam him at the line of scrimmage. Big 3rd down. Here's a throw and a catch, and Epps is down at the 39-yard line. We'll see if they give it to him. Looked like he was going to be short, but they're spouting the ball.
Go for it.
They definitely have to go for it. If he has it, it's by the nose of the ball.
If he doesn't slip and fall down, he may waltz into the end zone. Once again, good time for Dickey to throw. It appears only a 3-man rush, and he rifles it in there. And you see the defensive back on the ground. If Epps could keep his feet.
Epps has caught 4 for 66. Coach Gregg now looking at the playbook with Bob Schnelker, who calls the offensive plays.
Here we go.
Just short. Forrest Gregg, I'd love to have Forrest Gregg in there blocking this
that
one.
right. I was just going to say that. Vince Lombardi said, simply the finest player I ever coached. Well, they got
player.
Yeah, he made All-Pro at he made All-Pro at 2 different positions the same year, guard and tackle. Absolutely, they go for it. 3:35 left. They bring the Hippos in.
The Mastodons come in. A couple of woolly mammoths.
Yeah, this is Root Hog's left.
4th down and inches for Green Bay, and the quarterback goes over the top, and he gets it. So the drive stays alive with 3:15 to play. The clock is running here in Milwaukee. The Green Bay Packers trail Seattle 30-24. Dickey, one of the few bright spots for the Packers, averaging over 375 yards a game passing his last 2 times out. He's got 335 today.
Watch Forrest's reaction when this play works. He sees them all dive into the line of scrimmage. Is he over there yet? We're not sure. All right. With a southern accent. I can't say that. All right.
Good man, Big Forrest. Right now, they've been played since '81, but they've had high-scoring games over the years. The last 3 times, the 2 teams have combined for 60 points a game. And right now, you see how the Packers have been putting up offense the last 2 times out, against San Diego, a losing effort, and against Denver on Monday night. Offense seems to be back, but they need some now with 2:42 to play, and Green Bay down by 6. First down Packers, 37-yard line of Seattle. Seahawks coming hard. There's a throw, and Kaufman can't get to the ball.
Don, that was an audible at the line of scrimmage. I think the Green Bay Packers right now are using what's called check with me. They go to the line of scrimmage in a certain formation, and then the play is dictated by the defense they get. Now Seattle is coming in with 2 more defensive backs. A linebacker comes out, and a defensive lineman, Fanning, comes in. So now you see they're trying to call plays at the line of scrimmage.
Forrest is telling Epps to stay in the game. He's made too many big plays.
Yeah, Paul Kaufman is coming down.
Epps is wide left. Jefferson in the slot left.
This is the offensive formation. It's worked very well for Green Bay so far this day. See, he's reading the defense, calling the play right there.
5 down men for Seattle.
Too much time.
Yep, that's the signal. 2:33 to play. 30-second clock. Ran out. So the Seahawks, beneficiaries of this penalty call, as the pack will be set back. It'll be 2nd down and 15.
On the offense. Still remains 2nd down.
Detroit down by 14, comes back to lead the Lions. Pittsburgh holding on at Indianapolis over the Colts. Eagles leading the Giants 17-10. Philadelphia looking for a 3rd straight win. Bears laying it on the Buccaneers.
Single coverage on the top now, it looks like. On Lofton.
One of the best games of the day has to be right here, where the Packers trail by 6. 2nd down and 15. Dickey stands in, and the blitz gets him. Coming up to get him is number 79, Jacob Green. Very quick defensive end. The other defensive end is a power end, 77, Jeff Bryant. They both can get the QB. 4 sacks today for Seattle.
Tell you what, this Seattle Seahawks team is absolutely amazing. They get down. They never lose sight of what they want to do. They keep fighting. They keep scratching. Injuries don't seem to bother them. This is now 3rd and 21. 24. 3rd and 24.
You got to look at Lofton Long. They're doubling him up. He's at the top of your screen. 3rd and 24. Trying to hit him at the line of scrimmage. He breaks by it. Dickey throws. He's going for Jefferson. It's knocked away very nicely by Terry Jackson. Very fine defensive play by the Seattle secondary as we're down to 2:01 to play in the ball game.
Well, whatever you got on the last page of the playbook, that trick play, this is where you run it, right here. Maybe a hook and lateral or something. They're going to be
the ball game. There's no question. 4th down, and Green Bay trailing by 6. Seattle get the ball back, ready to blast it out on the run.
Let's see what Seattle now has got as a defense. 2, 4, 6 defensive backs, 4-man front, and 1 linebacker.
4th down and 24 for Green Bay. Desperation play for the Packers. Dickey stands in. He throws. Lofton got the ball for a first down. The play of the year for the Green Bay Packers. 4th and 24, and he got it.
Don, you mentioned earlier that one of the best things this coach thinks he's got his concentration on the football. I don't know how he did this. Look at this coverage. Look at this coverage.
Harris was ready to intercept, and Lofton took it away and almost ran in.
With the strength that Lofton has, he basically took it right away from Harris. But what concentration on the...
Fasten all seatbelts. Here comes another fantastic finish.
Watch this. That's a real do-si-do. Wow, what a catch. I don't know that I've ever seen a better one. Look at this. That's a sandwich, and he comes out with it. What concentration on the football.
31-yard catch for a first down. Desperation play, and the Packers made it work. Now Dickey looks and throws, and Kaufman has it for a touchdown. He lost the ball when he went down, but there's a penalty marker down against Seattle. So the Packers will have it first and goal if the call does indeed go against the Seahawks.
It's against Seattle.
Now the Seahawk defense.
Illegal contact, defense number 57.
That's Shelton Robinson.
Now they're saying this pass is incomplete. He's got to have both feet down in order for it to be a catch. But once again, Dickey forcing the ball in, got time to throw it. Now let's watch. See if he gets both feet down. 1. No, he said he never got it. Although the ground is not supposed to be able to cause a fumble, they still get a first down.
They're spotting the ball at the 16-yard line, the interference call. And so Lynn Dickey, with some spectacular numbers again today, is still a 16-yard distance from the end zone, and that Seahawk defense is only tougher when it gets down close. Seattle.
These two teams have played furiously today. Back and forth, back and forth. This is football right here. This is nice.
1:48 to play. Seattle leads the game 30-24, but the Seahawks have to keep the Pack out of the end zone now. Dickey looks. He runs. He gets to the 10-yard line.
Would you settle for Chugs?
Well, whatever. Another thing you want to do here is run some time up, because if they should take it in quickly, Craig and the Seahawks will have time to get right back down where they could win it with a field goal.
Yeah, they're in no hurry. Green Bay has 1 timeout left. They can be very patient here.
But they have to score a touchdown. They're down by 6, are the Packers, as you see. Seahawks with their full complement of timeouts left. Right now, the Packers with 2nd down and 5.
Blitz.
And they get him back outside the 20. A big play by the Seahawk defense. The free safety was coming on the play. John Harris got through. And now, with 1:08 to play, the Packers have a problem.
Yeah, the clock stops now. A sack of a quarterback inside 2 minutes, and you could see that coming. John Harris with great timing. The Packers should be at the line of scrimmage right now, because now they start the clock again. Look at there. Dickey has no chance whatsoever. Great call by the Seattle defensive coordinator, Tom Catlin.
And the 5th time today, the Seahawks have sacked the Green Bay quarterback. Lofton's liable to have 3 guys on him now. He's at the top of your screen. They're trying to slow him up the line. 3rd down and 15. Dickey takes a look, and they get him again. Down inside the 25-yard line, and also down as a penalty marker, which could compound the problem on 4th down for Green Bay, as it'll be a throw into the end zone.
We got a Seahawk down, too. Yeah,
might be a defensive penalty, though. We'll have to wait and see. The Packers think it is, which would give Green Bay 4 new downs. Defensive holding. We're going right down to the gun. 39 seconds left to play. Chuck Knox was saying this before the game. The thing about this league, he said, is you live from week to week. Said you win a game and everybody in the family feels good and on the team for another week, but it starts all over again the next Sunday.
It was a personal foul on number 79. Therefore, we will have a half the distance penalty against the defense.
That carries a first down with it, too. That gets him out of a bad spot.
39 seconds left to play in the game. There's a first down as the ball is down to the 12-yard line with 39 seconds to play. So Dickey will be pitching from now to the final gun.
They started this drive at their own 29-yard line. Look at that. That's unbelievable.
28 penalties.
This will be the 15th play of this drive. And coming into this ball game, neither team had very good ball possession stats.
Don Criqui with Bob Trumpy as we come down the stretch at County Stadium in Milwaukee. 39 seconds to play. Green Bay trailing Seattle 30-24. First and 10 Packers, 12-yard line of Seattle. Green Bay has to score. Seahawks have to keep them out. Here's another blitz, and they again get Lynn Dickey. The 6th sack. Seahawks rocketing through almost uncontested. The longtime veteran from Notre Dame, Mike Fanning, in to rush the passer, and he gets him. Now the final timeout is taken by the Packers with
6 defensive backs again, 1 linebacker.
Second down. Dickey gets time, lofts it into the end zone, and it's broken up nicely. They were going to James Lofton, but John Harris, the free safety, cut in front and knocked the ball free. Big play by Harris for the Seahawks.
And Lofton, a big play, too, for his team, making sure that that ball is not intercepted. Looks like Taylor's got a cramp in his leg. Watch Lofton here at the end of this. He wants to make sure that his team has 2 more shots at it. Now, he's double covered. He's running for the corner, and they're still going to make sure that he tries to get the ball. They could call offensive pass interference right there. Did you see Lofton grab a hold of his arm? But he makes sure that Harris can't pick it off.
Dickey with 366 yards passing today. 3 for touchdowns. 2 have been intercepted. Third down. To the end zone. Jefferson intercepted. Is there going to be a marker? Jefferson bumped off, but it's going to be a clean play. And Terry Jackson was the man who came over and got the ball, and that could be enough to preserve a Seahawk victory. It is a clean interception by Terry Jackson. And the Seahawks get the ball, and with it the ball game.
Don, the mistake here, Jefferson goes behind the defensive back. Receivers, when you run patterns, you've got to break in front of that defensive back. Dickey's got no place to throw it. You see Jefferson behind him. He should try to get in front of him as best he possibly can and make sure that the ball is not intercepted. There's a game ball right there.
So the Seahawk defense, so opportunistic on defense all year. Getting the turnovers when they count, and this was the biggest yet. Stopping it, the Green Bay threat. Now they'll tick it out as the Packers out of timeouts.
You want to see how the Seahawks celebrated that interception? The last 2 drives by the Green Bay Packers have ended in interceptions, and they're happy, including Chuck Knox. You know, James Lofton's been so successful today. He's gotten so much coverage that they go to JJ figuring they got single coverage. They do.